Right. Hi everyone. We're back on another, whatever you want to call this,
Chaotic podcast.
weekly live. So yeah, we're gonna obviously rate. Well, not rate, but we're gonna obviously, you know, talk about Bobby Norris's online safety bill, um, and the recent India Supreme Court,
Yeah, I
as
saw
well
that
as
all
as well
in.
as other things. So yeah, um, but in the world of Twitter, things always kick off.
I'll let you kick us off then.
The usual bullshit that normally happens. Speaking of, I found this hilarious. So I'm just gonna um, add stage is Max.
Here's Maximu. Not that she's paying any attention.
My mic wasn't plugged in, apparently.
Okay.
Okay, anyway, I'm finishing, setting up. And no, there's nothing on this chair.
Nothing at all.
I don't know if it was picked up by the camera, so... fuck. I found, little plastic bags all over my cloth. My boyfriend's kid has been on
Contain limbs, Max.
Sorry?
Do they contain limbs?
No, more very much energy. My boyfriend's daughter has been child has been why do I want to come and see how you live? And it's like, first and foremost, no, you don't. Secondly, I basically live here because I'm only at home 2-3 nights a week. And third of all, I cannot say third of all because third of all is you can it's not dusty here, but you can definitely just drag your finger along any surface and it will be it will look like it's dusty, but that's just
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, so it's no, you're not going 70 miles in the vicinity of this home, child. I do not explain that part because I'm not going to explain to a 10-year-old the do's and don'ts of narcotics, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had a little chat before I was about to get to know her, and me and my boyfriend was hey, maybe we need to discuss how we're going to go about this fact that you're a fucking junkie. And I'm yeah, we should. I'm never going to be near her with any drugs or on any substance.
Yeah.
So that was. I'm not a junkie, by the way, everyone. I'm just I just do enough drugs to think people. No, what do I usually say? I don't have a drug problem. I just do enough drugs to make people think I have a problem. I think it's that. But yeah, how are you?
Just being you,
guys?
Max. I'm all right. I was just saying to Toren, I've got 5 days off after today. So I managed to pay time off from work.
All of a sudden, I feel like such a bitch that I'm like complaining about being tired. That I've been off of work for 4 or 5 weeks now. I don't.
Yeah, but it's still valid though.
Yeah,
Can you
and
hear
also-
me?
Yes, I ate. Sorry.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Right.
I'm gonna have to do this. Like, I have this new art project that I'm doing, and I was going to do it yesterday, but like I was hanging out with my boyfriend's kid yesterday, and I realized that, like, after breakfast, I got so tired that I was about to die. So, do you know how Gaston in Beauty and the Beast
Yeah.
sings how he eats 6 dozen eggs, 5 dozen eggs?
Yeah.
I think that's physically impossible to do in a day.
I mean,
So
6
I'm going to
dozen.
eat. No, 5 dozen. He says
Oh,
5
5
dozen.
dozen.
It's 60 eggs. I know it's 60 eggs because we bought 60 eggs.
Oh,
And I was going to do it yesterday, but I ate 10 eggs for breakfast. Like, I ate a scrambled egg. Like, I had planned it out. I had numbered all the eggs and everything. But then, like, I ate the first batch. First and foremost, salted the scrambled eggs so fucking brutally. Didn't finish boiling the boiled eggs. Like, I know how to boil a fucking egg. I'm not the word that I'm promised that I won't use for every episode. But like, I'm not an idiot, okay? I know how to boil a fucking egg, but for some reason, my brain just broke when it was like, I'm going to set fucking... Because I realized I need to eat 10 eggs every meal, so I can basically only eat eggs for the entire day when I do this. And I will have to, like, the rest of the 30 eggs, I don't know, snacks? Where the fuck am I going to eat them? So I'm trying to find any egg that I don't manage to eat.
oh God, your poor stomach is going to hurt.
Oh yeah, but at the end of the day, if I have any eggs left, my boyfriend will film me as I'm taking the raw eggs and bashing them over my head while singing the Gaston song. No one.
To be honest, I have a friend that looks like the human version of Gaston. He doesn't like being compared to him.
I've always like, you know, surprise, surprise. Max has a shit take on something. I'm kind of pro Gaston, to be honest. I'm not saying he's a good person. I'm not saying he's a good person, but it's not like, first and foremost, you think he's sexist at the start, but then he's just like, no, he's just anti-intellectual. That's all. It's basically a philosophy of it. Because he says that, like, women shouldn't think it's about sound, but then he also says, like, when he starts thinking, then LeFou, or whatever his name is, runs up to him like, no, Gaston, you know what thinking leads to? And he's like, oh, yes, I know, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, so it's not that he's sexist, misogynistic. It's that he's philosophically anti-intellectual. Like, he believes intellectualism is a disease. And secondly, someone comes back with a magic mirror, holds up a fucking beast thing, and says that I love this thing, and he has my dad. I live in an enchanted castle with living furniture. I would, if I would Gaston, I would also go storm that castle because it's clearly haunted by a fucking man-bear thing. Like, I'm not saying that he's right. I'm just saying that I get where he comes from. And also, he has his priorities right. He likes beauty and he likes to kill things. And, like, I like beauty and I like to kill things. So, I get it. So now I'm going to eat 60 eggs. And I'm going to title the film Gaston and not explain it. The O in the title is an egg, by the way.
See, for me, I prefer Eric as the Beast than as his normal self. Don't know what that says about me.
Yeah, because he does look fuck ugly when he's human.
Oh, when he's human, yeah.
It's like, His name's Eric?
Yeah, his real name's Eric. I'm sure it's Eric.
Okay. I think this is the third time in a row. But, like, but I realized I couldn't do it when I, like, had a kid because eggs has so much protein in them that I, like, entered into the food coma of all food comas yesterday. when I was done with it.
Yeah.
And it was like, I'm going to have to do this someday when we're not hanging out with your kid, because I think I was accidentally muted or something.
No, on mute.
Yeah, but like I am going to do it at some point, and I'm going to record it all, and then I'm going to release it under the title Gaston, 5 dozen regrets, and the this beginning of the book it will be spelled like egg rets.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that would be. I hear myself speak sometimes, and I don't like. Would I believe this? Is what I'm asking myself. But yeah, so I can't really recommend. I also Google like, is it dangerous to eat 60 eggs in a day? And the only response I got was like,
not raw.
oh yeah, I'm eating them cooked. Like they literally say on the fucking packaging, because I'm buying them cheap because I buy 60 eggs, and it's like not made under EU code, and it's like I'm not eating these fuckers raw. I'm not getting salmonella for an art.
Yeah.
But like getting a stomachache and puking protein, yeah, fine. But like I had to Google if it was dangerous to eat 60 eggs, because it's like, okay, fine, I'm telling his kid I'm doing this. Like, it's the first art project that she's been involved in that I do.
Yeah.
And like, it's kind of fucking with food, which can like leave like, if I do this poorly, this is going to end up creating an eating disorder in 5 minutes. Like, I'm going to eat 60 eggs. It's like the weirdest fucking eating disorder ever. But also, like, I didn't want to have her think, oh, this is going to be fun, and that is something that would kill me.
Yeah.
So I actually did Google it. I did Google it after I bought the eggs, but that was because I didn't want to be able to regret. And then it just says, like, eating 1 to 2 eggs a week is not dangerous. That's the answer that I get up. And I'm like, yeah, that's not what I asked. Not even close to what I asked. In fact, so off guard, and I'm basically sure that it's dangerous now. But I'm doing it someday, and we'll see how far I get. And I think that I will get at least 30 eggs.
I reckon you'll do more.
I genuinely don't want to beat eggs over my head.
I can remember once for a dare, don't ask me why I did it, I ate 2 raw onions, 1 red and 1 white onion, or brown onions. You'd think the red onions were sweeter. No. They were disgusting.
Red onions is the only food that I still can't eat. Like, I've worked through all my autistic little weird tics that I've ever had. I don't eat octopi, but that's because they're intelligent. But like, and also because of a bad risotto once when I was in Indonesia. Not that it was a bad risotto in that I got sick by it, but it was a bad risotto in that it made me cry.
Yeah.
Because it was like seafood risotto, and then it had like little tiny whole squids in it.
Oh.
And I just looked at it, and like, I had been drunk for every day for a month. We had been to Australia, we had been to Indonesia, we had been to Singapore. We had been like traveling all around that part of the world. I was so fucking broken, and we were just sitting there, and I was like, I'm shaken up, and I'm like, I'm still fucking drunk from yesterday, and I'm getting drunk for that day. It was a very good trip, by the way, very wholesome family fun.
No, I can't do squid.
And I can look at, and I see this little like, it's these tiny little miniature octopus, and they're whole, and I can see their eyes. And look at them, and I think, oh my god, he just wanted to live his life. And then my girlfriend, who was a vegetarian, starts like taking this little octopus and like swimming it in front of me to make me cry.
And did it?
Oh yeah, I bawled my eyes out in the middle of an Indonesian restaurant in like on Bali, I think. Like, I was so broken at that time. You need to understand. Like, I had never flown for further. That was also the trip that got me into the Mile High Club, by the way.
Fairs.
Yeah, and neither of us wanted to do it, and it was like, out of all the places I've ever fucked, that was the worst. And it was like, just like, we're sitting there, we're on the way home from Singapore, like, flying for fucking 14 hours, everyone else is asleep, and we're just looking at each other like,
Fuck it.
we're never going to do this otherwise, right? Like, we're going to,
Yeah.
we have to do it. So we go there, and I just have to, like, jerk up some, like, half boner at least, so I can stick it in it and hope to get hard. And like every minute praying to God that I will come quickly so I can just fucking go to sleep. And like it wasn't like it was bad for either of us. It was just like neither of us wanted to do it. So it's like, it's not like I'm sitting here saying like, oh, I was sexually assaulted on the airplane on my way home by my girlfriend. No, it wasn't like that. I mean, I was technically more sexually assaulted by myself, I think, because like I was the one who forced myself into it. She was the one who forced herself into it. Like both of us was just waiting for the
sexually assaulted yourselves.
Sorry?
So you both sexually assaulted yourselves.
And like that's like if you only knew the things that I put myself through just for general masturbation, you would be fucking shocked.
Max, this is you. Nothing would surprise me, to be honest.
No.
I think I'd be more disappointed if you didn't.
Yeah, so would I, to be honest.
Are we going Are we going like believing that I do autoerotic asphyxiation or?
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
No.
I actually have never done it to masturbate. I've only done it because I like the pleasure of like feeling the darkness come. That was when I was younger. Like I'd find like, oh, it's fun to wrap a cord around my neck and pull it until I get. We're never getting sponsors, are we?
Yeah. Yeah. So.
Welcome, everyone.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought I'd kick off. Have you heard of Jenny Watson, Nerdy?
Who?
Jenny Watson.
The name's familiar. Remind
Have
me.
I heard of her?
Probably, but I'll.
Like, is she one of the ones we've done something on?
Yeah. So basically, this is on assignedmedia.org.
Since I don't remember that, Toren is the one who remembers it for us.
Long-time readers may recall Jenny Watson, an English transphobe, who last year attempted to open a cis lesbian exclusive bar.
Oh
yeah, that's what I hear of.
Yeah, and then a cis lesbian exclusive dating app. So basically, this woman, the curiosity got a bit over her, so she basically went digging.
It didn't work the first time, so it must work the 17th fucking time. Yeah, sure. That's how it works. Fucking crap.
So Jenny created, i.e. paid somebody smarter to create, we must assume, a dating app that would only permit cisgender lesbians.
Right.
How could this possibly be accomplished? And if any of you in the chat want to read this, it's at assignedmedia.org.
Yeah.
Like, look, I'm not saying, when I say how could this could be accomplished, I'm not saying from a legal standpoint. I genuinely don't care. Like, if she wants to do it, fine, let her. I genuinely couldn't care, give a less of a shit. I wouldn't want to be on an app created by her anyway. But, on a pure practical level, I have not been taken as a guy by one of those face filters for like 4 years, and I still haven't done it.
Well, this is it. I mean, you get so many trans women that you wouldn't even clock with trans.
Exactly.
No, like, I get a reaction when I start talking, but other than that, if I'm made up, like,
Yeah. Well, apparently, with this app, it would only permit cisgender lesbians simply scanning your face and approved or denied you based on typical cisgender features that never vary significantly, such as bone structure, the shape and positioning of an individual's eyes, eyebrows, no shape or size.
Right, but what about really masked lesbians?
What about really like femme
Yeah, Max.
boys?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, apparently she didn't really think this through, as I will reveal in a minute.
A transfer, not
And so,
something.
yeah.
Sorry.
So, ladies, I hope you've got girl bones and lady nose, because if not, well, you won't be able to access the transphobic UK dating app. Unfortunately, Jenny's gay.
Wait, pickup line. I hope you do you want to see my girl bones?
Yeah.
You want to see my humans? You want to see my female skeleton? Where do you have it? In a box?
Jenny's gay little app turned out to be somewhat less than totally secure against, surprise, infiltration.
Kill surprise.
More than 60 days following its launch, a transgender man casually joined up without even bothering to save, apparently, which the AI-powered AGAB detector failed to flag, and discovered that the app had roughly 80 members and no actual dating services.
That's ridiculous. I mean, if you're going to launch an app like that, do your fucking research. Make sure it's up to par.
Yeah, and
No,
apparently
please don't.
for this,
do this all the time. Like, be this bad. It's so funny.
yeah.
Am I producing an echo, by the way?
No.
Weird, because I'm like, I can literally see your voices go into the mic. I'm anyway. To make sure, I am going to like switch to the
Yeah. Also, this is what I've heard, so I can't like find this.
Yeah.
So this is like hearsay, just sheer speculation on my part. But apparently, one of her rules.
You're feeling the max rope right now. Just spreading hearsay and speculation and never doing any source. You're spreading mine. You're using.
Yeah.
You are in my character right now.
Yeah. So if you sign up to become a member of her club, she wants you to submit DNA.
Fuck off.
To make sure that you are actually who you are.
Jesus Christ.
Jenny, no, I'm not going to jerk off in a bag for you. I've told you this thousands of times. This is weird that you asked me to.
That's fucking CIA level shit.
Yeah, she'll want a DNA sample and something else.
Someone needs to sit on a fucking vinegar covered cactus.
Imagine starting a dating site and you at any point have the thought like, yeah, and then they should provide me with DNA.
Yeah.
Like then you know you've gone too far. Like you don't need that dating app. Just okay. Here's do you know what I do? You know, there is this thing, like if you have Tinder or like Grindr.
Hinge or Bumble.
I don't have Hinge because I like people who I want to fuck. And like that's just full of the like most boring kind of queer people when it comes to Sweden. It's like the queer person who walk into a bar, see me, think, you're nice, sit with me for 2 minutes, talk to me for a bit, and then run off. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I thought I found one of mine, but I have found one of them. Yeah. But here's what I do when I've mainly been on Tinder throughout my life. Whether cis or trans or whether lesbian or straight, whatever, I've done the same thing. And that is, if I want to fuck them, I swipe right, and if I don't, I swipe left. They don't even know this. They don't even know if I've seen them. I mean, some of them know if I have swiped right. Because for some reason, there are people who are cowards and they buy Tinder Gold, which means you can see that. That is cheating. Stop cheating, you fucking cowards. But...
Stop what?
Stop cheating.
Sounds like you're saying shitting.
I have an accent that is anti-sweet racist.
Yeah.
My name
Although-
is Inga, and I'm from Sweden.
Yeah.
No, but like you don't need a special app to fuck only cis women. Trust me. I have literally not in my life fucked a trans woman.
Yeah. Although there are
Not for a lack of trying, I will say though.
there are further complicated matters.
It's fine.
Jenny has been accused by other anti-trans activists on Twitter of squandering money raised for the ball to the tune of
Oh, maybe
20,000.
she needed to set up a fucking DNA lab.
Yeah. And receiving a tremendous amount of backlash from her peers for failing to deliver on the space she promised.
Imagine being this much of a fucking muppet.
Yeah.
Because they are.
I mean, how does this?
I mean,
How
my
do you fucking
local one
function
likes to
then?
play
I
the
mean, it's society.
victim and saying, I got arrested for sending an innocent letter. It's like, it wasn't innocent, my darling. It was harassing businesses.
Yeah, which like I'm all for harassing businesses. I'm an anarchist, but like take the consequences.
Well,
Like, you
this
know
is
the
it.
consequences
The
when you
thing
enter
is,
into
though, the businesses they were harassing were pro-LGBTQIA plus businesses.
Yeah.
And she was
Oh yeah,
literally
I mean, you know,
posting turfy stuff that she bought from Ava Brown's website.
Yeah.
And it's like one friend who had a haberdashery shop. She had, you know, those paper bags you can get, like you get at the greengrocers. She had some that had rainbow stickers on. And turfy kicked off. And so my friend offered her a plain bag. She was like, no, that's it. Forget it. You're not getting my custom anymore. Turf then had the audacity to go outside, phone the police and said she had a hate crime committed against her. It's like, are you for fucking real? You're not the victim here.
Yeah.
But that's what she does.
no, but they're
It's like,
desperate to be. They're desperate to be.
it's like apparently her daughters aren't allowed smartphones, but they do have them though. Everything she posts on Twitter is performative bullshit.
Yeah.
Of course. Of course it is.
But
Like,
when she sees
know.
me in the streets though, she won't say boo. She won't say anything to me. And I think that's because she knows I will stand up for myself. I'm not a fucking walkover. I'm not a pushover.
People never do. Like I've genuinely never like had a bad interaction in reality. Like I've had people look at me. Yeah. But then again, I'm also 6'2" and fucking gorgeous. Like I have people looking at me, and in them legs. Yeah, thank you. But like I had people react and I've had people like whisper among themselves or ask me stuff and stuff like that. That's rare, by the way, and it's getting rarer the better I get at eyebrows. Yeah. But genuinely, not in my life have I had like the type of interaction that I had with a stranger on town. And like I know they're there, I know they see me and hate me there, but like it's not that fun, is it? And like it's not like I would be any nicer to them if they did come up. I'm just not going to assume that people are fucking shitheads when I meet them in public.
Yeah.
Like I could definitely do what I do, like with also oftentimes I'm not even sure if it's like the whole gender bending thing or like trans thing that people look at, or if it's just like that person is dressed like a fucking weirdo.
Yeah.
Like,
anyway,
regardless.
Yeah. Jenny's got a whole march planned this Saturday at Parliament Square. I'm assuming that's in London.
Yeah.
So yeah.
This Friday.
Is she the one that was a former chairperson of the Electoral Commission?
Was she? If she is, then
No, I think this is one who just like appeared all of a sudden when she wanted to do this fucking app thing. Like, I think this is just one of those who manifested out of the ether at some point. Which I swear to God, all of these fucking cunts do. Like, I don't hear about them at all.
I know who it
Then
is.
all of a sudden,
Oh my God, yeah, sorry, I know who it is. I blocked her.
Yeah.
I block all of these people, but from my mind. That's more efficient.
Yeah.
Like, I genuinely don't. Like, whenever Toren brings one of them up, I always have to, like, which one is this?
Yeah.
The only reason I know of her is because she appeared on Graham Linehan's failed podcast.
Oh, did she?
Oh yeah, I forgot that you are. I forgot that you're a Patreon subscriber of that one.
No, I'm not. I don't subscribe to. I don't pay for shit.
Right. Can I just say how desperate is Linehan fucking to get noticed by Rowling? It's pathetic.
Notice me, senpai. Oh yeah, it's very pathetic. But like, he's made a full career. Now you're going to see my ass. But he's like made a full career of being like a reply guy to the most spiteful people alive, and then like being like the worst fucking person ever. Like, he's so unhinged that nobody wants to deal with him.
No,
except when he gets sick on someone.
He's probably
He's the reason I got my first or second account deleted.
Max, have you ever heard of Peter Serafinowicz?
Yeah. God damn it!
Yeah,
I love Space. It's my favorite show.
Yeah. So Peter Serafinowicz is Linehan's ex-brother-in-law.
Yeah. If you're going to say something bad about Peter Serafinowicz, I'm going to need to turn off because I don't want to know.
He blames Peter Serafinowicz for him and his wife splitting up. Peter's sister.
Oh no!
It's like, dude, there's a reason you're not.
You're going to say something. But that's not bad about him. That's good about him, though.
Yeah, this is what I mean. And he's blaming his brother-in-law, ex-brother-in-law, for splitting him and his wife up. It's like, no, you're a cunt. I mean, looking at his face, it looks like it's been melted in a microwave. Like, you remember those Cabbage Patch dolls?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'm not everyone's cup of tea, so I'm not going to watch that. So, I'm not going after looks because, because, I'm not like that. But yeah, I mean, yeah, he's just an ogre who's gone to the bed.
But this is, I mean, it was like, look at how Rowling criticised Owen Jones.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the dude's got ADHD. I get like that when I'm near my friends and I unmask. Friends I haven't seen in ages, I am literally like how he was on TV.
Yeah.
And it's like, tell me you've never dealt with anyone with ADHD without telling me. And it's just like, why are you having to go to somebody who's disabled, yet he's doing what he can to help queer and trans people?
Exactly. It's just, I don't fucking know.
Ow.
Anywho, this one caught my.
I'm sorry. The whole rolling thing. I need to like, because this is. I think you both saw my little issue that I had with, and naturally that would be it. But like, looks like your camera was unplugged. Fuck off, StreamYard. Let me.
We've lost Max.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can now.
Yeah, for some reason, Matt fucking unmuted me. Anyway, a Camden Borough Council is facing legal action because a Christian woman, Blessing Olubanjo 57, is threatening a legal challenge because it goes against her beliefs.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah. So.
Did you hear about that? Oh, what's his name? Where is he?
There we are. Jesus fucking Christ.
Well, what's his name?
I'm sorry. I'm going to need to just quickly because we were on this when I got kicked off. I'm sorry. I just need to finish one point, and that's like this.
Yeah.
First and foremost, anyone who hasn't seen like what a person looks like when they're under the influence of stimulants, it's more like I behave. This isn't the same as in the fucking video. Second of all, even if he fucking was, it wouldn't make him any more incorrect. Like rolling, you do drugs. It's not an argument.
No.
People do drugs. It's still be correct. And what you're doing is you're trying to like. It's not like I believe that what you. It's not like, oh, I don't understand why you say this. Like, yeah, of course I understand why you say this. You're a fucking shit peddler, and you're trying to peddle shit, and you want to lie about people because it's easier to lie about people and so like put the make them seem like bad people on some weird fucking moral ground standing instead of making the argument seem good. I know that you do that because your arguments doesn't have a point. I understand that you're scared and you're frightened and you shit. I don't care. He can be coked out of his fucking mind and you would still be wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
unfortunately, it's an effective way to like this is why I'm open about that shit, by the way.
Yeah.
Like, this is why I talk about it. Because, like, if I ever end up in a situation like that and someone like, oh, you were high then, I want to be able to look them in the eyes and say, yes, what the fuck does that matter? You knew that.
Yeah.
Jesus fucking Christ. Have the personality, always have the personality of someone who can't be, like, have their personality turn to shit just by being shit.
What did you hear about that?
Sorry, now
going back to what you were saying, Toren, about that Christian woman, did you hear about that Montgomery Toms in Pride in London this weekend?
No.
So he was going around wearing a placard. So, let me see if I can find the video or a picture of it, because the guy retweets his own shit. So basically, he was wearing like, you know, those sandwich boards that you can get?
Yeah.
He was wearing one of them saying important across the chest, and then had the trans flag and saying trans equals mental illness. So he got arrested because he was inciting, you know, shit. And then it's like, I watched the video and he goes, oh, it is this. And he goes, I'm a Christian, I love all people. It's like, well, you've just contradicted yourself here, mate, because if you loved all people, that would include trans people.
Yeah,
and
like,
then...
and they're like, you can love the mentally ill, but like, yeah, but you clearly don't, because then you wouldn't walk around and like making fun of the mentally ill, right?
And he posted this 20 hours ago, a statement from my mother.
Oh.
Today, Montgomery Toms was interviewed on Talk TV about his arrest at the weekend. What do I take from this whole debacle? As a psychologist, I can have a dual debate about whether gender dysphoria is a mental illness or a mental health issue. But what was on Monty's placard really isn't the point. The point is he is allowed by law to have freedom of speech just as much as anyone on that Pride demonstration. Add to this that he had walked away from the demo after being asked to politely and reasonably, and was arrested by 9 police officers, shoved against the wall and handcuffed 2 streets away. Joined by a further 2 police officers, what did they think a 20-year-old young man on his own was going to do that warranted 11 police officers? The police spend far more time on diversity training than they do on free speech training. It's okay for trans activists to hold up a sign saying death to TERFs and piss on women. Google it if you don't know what TERF is. It's not okay to simply say, I think trans equals mental illness. Whatever you think about that statement, my point is that anyone has a right to say it. In discussion with someone this morning...
Sorry, you choose to be a TERF, you don't choose to be mentally ill.
Yeah. And she goes, in a discussion with someone this morning, their view was, I agree, but I daren't say so. You know, cancel culture and all that. For fuck's sake, really? Are we really that scared? As Montgomery Tom says in his interview, we have to maintain the right to speak freely. Thankfully, Monty has the backing of the Free Speech Union and legal support. Others may not be so fortunate. The dude compared it to 1984. It's like, if you actually read 1984, You would realise.
No, it's a shit book. First
Yeah.
and foremost.
It's like
I've been on that. I've been
Sorry?
hating on the 1984 on this podcast for years
Yeah.
now. Like I think it was like 2 years ago or something that I first started like spreading my hatred of that book. I don't hate it as a concept. Why I hate it?
Yes.
Because it's not a book; it's a thesis statement. And like
Yeah.
George Orwell wrote character the same way that. Do you know how? I think he wrote characters by like vomiting on them. Actually, like just vomiting on the page. That's what I think. Like, if I can recommend one book, it's a Swedish book, but I think it's translated. It's by Karin Boye. It's Kallocain, and that is 1984. If George Orwell had any humanity in his writings, I can highly recommend Kallocain.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. In 1984, you're not allowed books. You are literally in a room with a bed and a TV, someone screaming at you in the morning to do your exercises. You're not allowed to think. Whereas, yes, okay, TERFs are allowed to think that being trans is wrong, etc., etc. But it's like they spout the shit all online, in person. If this was 1984, you wouldn't be allowed to do that. So stop comparing the two. They're not even fucking compatible.
Yeah. And it's like...
And like... fucking hell. I will say that, like, Brave New World also, I like Brave New World better. Like,
Don't think I read that one.
It's like whenever...
it has this idea that I like, which... Oh, sorry.
That's right. And it's like, whenever they bring this up, it's free speech, it's like, well, I've literally said this. You can say what you want. You can believe what you want to believe. But when this 20-year-old man, right, because why was he there in the first place?
Yeah.
That's my question. Did he go there knowing he was going to do this?
Yeah,
because
everything.
Yeah, I don't think he wore that on accident.
Yeah.
But like, also like, I can agree. Like, okay, fine. I'm going to be the odd one out here then. I do think he should have the legal right to do this. Whether or not he does, that's a different question. And like, the legal... I've been talking about this, people. Always know the laws in your different area. That's how you manage not getting caught, you fucking idiots.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I'm an anarchist. I still have to, like, not try to fuck up my entire fucking life just because of that, right?
Yeah. But
like, know the laws in your area. If the law is that you can't counter-demonstrate however you want, then you probably broke that law. Like, I don't know. Fucking hell. Or, like, police are shitheads sometimes. Like,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The police. Like, I'm only going to speak for the UK, obviously. But the police here are fucking shit.
Oh, God, yeah.
They don't enforce
have you ever heard... Have either of you heard the song Call a Cab?
No.
It has lines like, thank God for the cops, who else is going to show up and murder my neighbor's dogs? And then what is one? Of course, they're afraid of the sun, so they're trained to be afraid of the sun, so of course they should be allowed to shoot anyone. And basically, at some point, they just go, well, if you don't want to be harassed by us, why do you have that complexion on your skin? It's like, it's not even subtle satire. It's not even satire, basically. It's just a big fuck you, said sarcastically, but it's wonderful. I can highly recommend that song. Call a Cab.
I'll have to look into that. But yeah, it's like Toren said,
if I got murdered, just call a cab. Yeah? Yeah, like...
Yeah. But I mean, we just have to look at America. I mean, look at when George Floyd got murdered. When there was a whole spate of innocent black people getting murdered. I mean, one kid was murdered for getting a sweet out of his pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, exactly, yeah. So going from George Orwell...
Anyone who wants to say...
What was that?
Wait a minute. I need to...
Yeah, go on.
Sorry, I had a Snickers in my mouth. Anyone who wants to say that it's only a few bad apples should learn the full expression, because the expression is a few bad apples spoils the bunch. If you don't get the bad apples out, all of the apples are bad. Like, that's why all cops are bastards. Like, that's the thing. It's not like a personal individual statement. It's that it works to uphold like a racist, kind of fucking fascist fixture of the state that is outdated and had some monopoly on violence. Like, we're not talking about your shitty fucking Uncle Roger who worked at a cop in shit town nowhere. Like, he's probably a fucking dickhead too. But like,
yeah,
they usually tend to be anyway.
yeah,
exactly. And like, if you want to like, and if you want to know more, Google police and 40%.
Yeah.
Anyone who don't know what that is about is 40% admitted to beating their wife.
Fucking hell.
Admit it. Admit it to it. The reason I'm looking down is because I have the computer on the floor and I'm looking at the camera.
Yeah. But yeah, going on from George Orwell, which was a nice segue. This was in where was it?
I love it when I don't have to try to find the derailments.
A reform-run council has sparked controversy after banning transgender-related books from the children's section.
Oh, I saw that.
Oh, you think
the books weren't even in the kids section.
No, they weren't. Lyndon McCarran, leader of County Council, announced the decision on social media, declaring telling children they're in the wrong body is wrong and simply unacceptable. She confirmed.
Have you heard anyone say that for like the last 20 years?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not in the wrong body. I wasn't born in the wrong body. I wasn't born like that. There's something. Do you know why people say like it's like you're born in the wrong body? Do you know why that is? It's because trans people couldn't figure out how to get cis people to understand it. That's basically where it came from. So they started like euphemizing and started like it's like my soul is that gender. I personally think that was a fucking stupid idea because now they have that as a weapon and it sounds fucking dumb. But like the people who believe in gendered souls aren't the trans people. That's the terms. So like, no, I'm not born in the wrong body, but like my body isn't the way that it
should be. Yeah.
It should.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, who decides what it should be? I, motherfucker, the person who has to live in the body.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
I don't.
Everyone else who's in my body only visits, and it's only one part of them. Sometimes two.
Yeah. But some good news, however. In a landmark judgment advancing the rights of trans individuals in India, the High Court of Andhra Pradesh has ruled that trans women are legally recognised as women, affirming their right to equal protection under Indian law. The ruling delivered on June 16th.
Give it a few days and rolling will have a screen about why you should colonize India again.
Oh no.
When I read that, I was genuinely surprised because given that India is a massive Muslim country.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, that's it. A lot of people have been turned away from their families for being gay, whatever. But I love the fact that they have, I think Spain have as well now.
Yeah.
And it's like, we need to follow suit. But no, we're too scared of upsetting the people that don't agree with it and think, oh, I'm going to do this. Like, fuck off.
Yeah. I will also, like, while we're on this topic, because I need to say this. Also, if you are, like, for example, me, like, I'm happy that this happens, but I just need to, like, it's not wrong to also be a trans person who's wary of this shit. Like, because one of the reasons that I'm not going through some fucking legal system to get my hormones, do you know why that is? Because I'm not going to be on a fucking list in the future. So, like, if you are paranoid, there are ways around it. I keep saying that. Like, but to those of you who this will work for, I'm happy for you. And for most people probably aren't as paranoid as I am. Sure as fuck would hope not.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I was surprised as well when I read it. But it's like, but yeah, fantastic news. You know?
It really is.
Because I mean,
yeah, it was like,
yeah,
I don't know. Was I surprised? I think I was. I just heard it now. I should be able to tell what I felt, but it was just like I got that joke into my head.
yeah, yeah.
That was all. Like, just thinking, J.K. Rowling writing a tweet like, maybe the colonization of India wasn't such a bad idea after all. In just like playing devil's advocate for the colonization. Yeah. That's what I'm expecting now in a few days. And like, that's not me saying the colonization was good. It's me saying that J.K. Rowling is the most spiteful person alive.
Yeah. Speaking as a Brit, we shouldn't have invaded in the first place. But hey ho, there you go.
That's why we have the controversial hot takes here. Toren goes out and strikes hard against colonization. It is very
you know
fun.
what my achievement of the week was?
What's that?
No,
my achievement
I'm very interested in what it would be now.
was getting blocked by David Draymond.
Oh, Disturbed.
Mr. I sign bombs.
Oh yeah.
Toren, was that? Do you mean that it's the guy from Disturbed, or do you mean that it's just like he's just?
No,
it's like you just hearing you like, oh, Disturbed. It's like, did you not read that thing that I quote tweeted yesterday? We're not supposed to say insane or unhinged anymore.
No, what was it I tweeted him?
No, it was,
but the worst thing is, I used to crush so hard on that man when I was younger. I used to love that band. Then they went on the hiatus.
But that's good. Now that's good now, because now you've killed that hero. And like, killing your heroes is something that you should do. I've killed all of my heroes except for one.
Yeah.
I don't mean literally. I haven't.
No, obviously not.
Didn't go out and beat Shock Palahniuk to death with a stick, for fuck's sake. But like, I've been able to like put every single hero I've ever had down from the pedestal, except for Bret Easton Ellis. For some reason, he's still a god. And like, meeting him, I still can't make him human.
Along with him pissing, signing the pictures of the bombs, I put, you're an absolute disgusting Zionist. Imagine signing bombs that killed innocent children and babies. You are an utter scumbag. Blocked. I'm like,
yeah.
Sorry. Yes.
But like, okay, like I don't like Radiohead, but people like Radiohead. And Tom York is a fucking dickhead. And like, I like the Smashing Pumpkins. I love the Smashing Pumpkins. And Billy Corgan, as far as I know, Billy Corgan hasn't like said anything like that. He's just a genuinely unpleasant dude. Like, I've seen him in interviews. He seems to always be in a bad mood, and it's everybody else's fault. I saw him in concert once. He came there, and he he was late, and he complained about the traffic. The motherfucker. Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah.
Like, your town is shit because you have bad traffic, and it's like, die. Just play Melancholy and Infinite Sadness, for fuck's sake. But like, so you know, he's in good company when it comes to like rock legend shitheads.
Well, it's like Slaughter to Prevail. Alex, the lead singer, is like, he's got Nazi tattoos on him, homophobic, transphobic, and I'm like, I'm one of these. I can't separate the art from the artist. If I know they're scum, I just don't listen to the music anymore. So I haven't listened to Disturbed in years. I haven't listened to Manson. Haven't listened to Slaughter to Prevail for a long time. It's like, dude, if you change your beliefs and realize, oh shit, I was wrong, and then redeemed yourself, but to go around with fucking literal swastikas tattooed on you, it's like, dude, no.
Oh yeah, like yeah, fine. This fucking there's the difference. There's different degrees in hell, right?
Yeah.
There's different temperatures in hell, but like, so yeah, I've been listening to fucking. I'm not going to start listening to Screwdriver just because I love the music and no, because I hate the messaging. But my point is, and also separating the art from the artist is always easy when you either really like the art or really don't care about the artist. Like, if I cared even the slightest bit about what Billy Corgan had as a personality, and the fact that his personality seems to be made out of literal fucking aged piss. I would probably not be able to listen to Smashing Pumpkins, but that art is so separated from the artist for me. But then again, there are some where the whole excitement is, I don't know if you are a piece of shit or not. Yeah. And it's kind of getting me on. So I can sometimes like something even more after I figure out the artist is a piece of shit, just because that made this exciting. But then this was once again, there's it needs to be really fucking good. The guy from Swans.
Yeah.
Michael Gira, or what is his name?
Did you say Michael Cera?
No, the guy from Swans. The band. Gira, I think his name is. Sorry?
From which band?
Swans. SWANS.
Can't say I've heard of them.
No,
does anyone have the possibility to Google and look what the fucking name is? I need to know this for my autism, and I'm doing my makeup. I think it's Shira.
Michael Zero.
I love. Thank you. I love
Michael Gold Zero.
Yeah.
Born February 19th, 1954.
I can highly recommend Swans. I love them, but he fucking sucks. He seems to fucking suck. Same thing. Oh fuck, now we are actually Nazi territory. Bursum by Barry Vikernes. Fucking worst person alive. He's on Twitter talking about how he was right to kill Euronymous because he was a gay communist. That's your bad memory. You're a fucking weirdo, and now you're a survivalist living in the woods. I still think Buddhism is one of the best things ever, and I don't really know how to. I don't know how to not do that, and I don't know how to argue for doing that because I don't think that is good strictly. But I enjoy it. But also the books that Michael Gira wrote is he wrote this book that is called The Consumer, which is just transgressive short stories about child rape and cannibalism and animal fucking. And it's reading that now, knowing that he's a fucking piece of shit, that's kind of exciting. That makes it interesting because I don't know what level of piece of shit it is. Is this did you do this with one hand, Michael? Or if it's just, I don't believe it is. It just seems to be genuinely unpleasant. But and I think there is. Why am I just talking? This had nothing to do with what we were talking about anyway. I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked.
It's all right.
It's fine.
It's hi and welcome to Max derails and talks about culture for 3 hours.
This next one is Bobby Norris, made famous by Terry. The only way is Essex.
Yeah.
In
What
June.
the fuck are you? Is that an AI generated title? What the fuck did you just say? I have no idea where titles were in that one.
There's a show called The Only Way is Essex, but it's abbreviated to TOWIE.
Okay. Because can you read the full headline that you just read, Toren? Because I want to see if I'm brain dead. If not knowing that actually breaks that sentence or not.
Bobby Norris, an openly gay 32-year-old man and a star of ITV's reality show, The Only Way is Essex, TOWIE for short. Yeah.
Oh.
So that.
But is he the guy who couldn't read a clock a few years back? He couldn't read an analog watch. Is he fucking dumb?
Most of them are, to be fair. He's from Essex.
Anyway, in 2019,
I think I know who this is.
he made a petition to basically bring in a new online safety bill, and it's still being looked at by Parliament.
Is that the homophobic? Make online homophobia a criminal offence?
Yeah.
At some point, the UK is probably going to do some kind of like internet safety bill that isn't just like fascism in disguise, but you still haven't managed it yet.
Yeah. But again,
it was the same thing with, like, when you did the porn bill a few years back, and they're like, and then you can't show fisting, and it's like, no, but this was supposed to be like child rape that you weren't allowed to show, not fucking fisting between adults. Who cares if you shove your fist in any of your holes, really? Like, I know some people who can put their fist in their mouth. I'm fucking disgusted by it, but I'm kind of impressed as well.
It's like, this is my take, and both of you might disagree. I applaud his efforts in doing this, and I really hope that Parliament actually take a look at this and not just fob him off. But how are you going to implement this when no one bothers to check what goes on there anyway?
Well, this petition was back in 2019.
Yeah, and it's being looked at by.
What is this about? What do you want to do with it?
It's another form of protection against online trolls.
Oh, okay.
So more protection.
It's to basically make homophobia on things like Twitter or any other social media platform illegal.
Oh.
But again, how you implement that is another thing.
Exactly.
Look, I always like I applaud things to make us talk about it. You know where I'm going to land whenever it comes to this kind of stuff. Don't make me bring out the weird fucking free speech dude, Max. The debates me, bro, Max. I was like
a petition in 2019, so that was 6 years ago.
Yeah.
The fact that they're only looking at it now.
That's
I'm sorry, but have you been under the delusion that your Parliament works quickly?
Yeah, but I mean, 6 years.
Like, that's only when they want to harm people. I mean, they can be really fucking quick when they want to hurt people, but like, other than that.
Yeah, so, yeah. I mean, I wish him luck.
Yeah.
Hurt!
Yeah.
Sorry, I just yelled tits. Weird of me. I do that in town sometimes as well. Mostly not when I'm alone, so that's good. So I can always blame the other person.
Also, I'm just gonna give you a warning now, Max. If you want to mute yourself for a minute, because I'm going to mention something that might make you even angrier. So if you want to mute yourself, like.
Genuine recommendation, because if that's the case, like, is it about things that I've mentioned that I don't really want to talk about?
Yeah. So if you're
I'm going to turn off the sound, and I'm going to go out and smoke now. Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine.
Thanks for the heads up.
Yeah, that's no worries.
I'm already like, I'm going to get so fucking mad while reading the text today. So like,
Yeah.
I actively wrote it in a way that triggered my anger. So that was fun. See you in a bit, everyone.
See you in a bit, honey bun.
What are we doing? There we go.
Right. So yeah. Now that Max has muted herself, so yeah, I didn't save this, but another baby has died.
What, in Gaza?
Another baby. The parents.
Oh yeah.
This baby, I think the baby was a toddler. It had bruises. It had a fractured skull.
Fuck's sake.
Numerous other injuries.
Let me guess. America by chance?
No, UK.
Really?
Yeah. And the parents both walked out as calm as you like for a cigarette.
Fuck's sake.
That's why I asked Max to mute, because you know, her being a teacher.
Yeah, no, I get that.
So yeah. So yeah.
Is it another baby P situation?
Broken bones.
Fuck's sake. Where was this in the UK?
Yeah, let me see if I can bring it up. Right. Baby fractured school UK. Let's see if it pops up.
What area of the UK were it?
Let me. No, don't pay. Fuck off. Here it is. A young couple.
Ives Griffiths.
Let me look at the. No, a young couple accused of murdering their 2-week-old baby in a special care unit walked out for a cigarette, and medics desperately tried to resuscitate their son.
How old was the baby?
This is on the sun.co.uk.
Did you say 2-week-old?
Yeah, a 2-week-old baby. Yeah.
Fuck's sake. Yeah, found it.
Brendan Gunter suffered catastrophic injuries at the hands of his parents, Sophie Stadden, 23, and Daniel Gunter, 25. This was in, I think they're based in Bristol.
Hang on a minute. Because I'm reading the article on BBC and it says Daniel was 27.
Well, I don't fucking know. He's either 27 or 25. But anyway, yeah.
Yeah, it says here there was hardly a part of his body that was spared. The injuries are consistent with a severe crush injury.
Yeah. Yeah, both defendants of no fixed address have been charged with murder and causing or allowing Brendan's death. Well, they didn't give a fuck about him.
But it says here, a social worker visited the couple in January 2024, telling them that the authorities plan to remove the baby from their care upon birth. Why didn't they fucking do that then?
Again, another failure.
Yeah.
Of social services. Pisses me off.
Well, look at how they fail fucking baby P.
Oh, don't get me started on that. So, yeah.
Fucking disgusting. Talking of...
What up, dick lickers?
Right.
Cockslobberer.
Yeah,
it's
Nerdy, I've just gone over what we were discussing. So, yeah.
I just need to know, what's up with Brianna?
Huh?
What was, like, the topic? I just need to know the topic so that I know, like...
Child abuse.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that was good. It was good. It was good. I'm not in the mood for child abuse right now.
No, we know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been weird. No, I will say, I've had a very processing week. Fucking rough week, but like, good.
Yeah.
I'm a more stable person now than I was last week, and last week I was the most stable I've ever been, as of yet. So like, it still gets better.
I was proud of you last week.
Sorry?
I was proud of you last week.
Oh yeah, do you know what happened after the recording?
What?
My brother called me.
Is that a good thing?
And we talked for a bit. Yeah, it was a good thing, but it was like, hey, I miss Dad, and I don't know why. Like out of the blue. He had just started missing Dad out of the blue, so we talked for half the night about that. And it was very like we have never talked about it.
Yeah.
I think. Like we didn't know how we saw him really. I know how I saw him, but I didn't know like how him saw it. And like we had pretty much the same idea, like the most brilliant person in the world who can handle his fucking shit, like a beautiful catastrophe, and also the funniest fuck ever. So it was very like it was nice, but it made me have to process a lot of stuff about like that whole thing, and it made me miss him. So I've been like being content that I can miss Dad now, like without it being a weird thing, without it being any negative association with it.
Yeah.
Like because it was like so that was nice.
Are you going to meet up?
But like that happened quite often. Oh yeah, like we have contact. We have like we are in contact. We meet every time I go back. Like me and my brother. But like Dad is dead. So and I've been to his grave once, and it was this year. And I've said that I had never been to his grave, but like that's been a lie because I've been keeping it to myself. But when I did, I went there and I said that, did you die because he was so fucking ugly? And then I went home. It was a callback to a joke we did when I had a fear of death when I was small, and he took me to like the cemetery and he made me go around and like laugh at all the dead people.
See,
the little Max was born, like.
See, when Voldemort dies, I'm just going to send her ashes back to South Africa.
Oh yeah, like I'm having my mother. I'm having my mom taxidermied.
Oh no! Oh no!
And she says, "No, you're not." Whenever I tell her this, and I'm just looking at her like, "What are you going to do about it? Like you're going to be dead." And then she says, "Well, sometimes maybe parents need to bury their children."
Yeah. Have you seen how they celebrate death in Mexico?
Yeah, they have Dia de Muertos, don't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have them. Like, let's say their favorite place in the bar.
I will say I'm not going to taxidermy my mom for real. Like that would be so hard.
Yeah.
I do wish that we would have kept my father's eyes, because I have genuinely been said to have my dad's eyes, and I would have loved to be able to do the hot shots joke, like where he just like, I have my father's eyes, and then pulls out a box with a minute. And like I was fighting so fucking hard to get to keep his eyes when he died.
Yeah.
Why do you want to do that? Like, it's a good joke.
See, it's like when I have my partial hysterectomy, I'm going to ask if I can keep my uterus in a jar.
I got to keep my tooth when they pulled that out. Oh, I pulled a tooth, by the way. Don't know if you saw that story.
What were you
Like
going to
the
say,
tooth
Toren?
that gave me a hassle? What?
I think Toren was going to say...
That's right. Go on.
Okay, I'm just going to... I kept the tooth, only so that I could text my boyfriend on the way back. I'm leaving with as many teeth as I went in with. And then I come back to like his place, and and he's like, did it go well? He knows that I'm afraid of dentists, because dentists are fucking psychotic.
Yeah, I hate them.
Like, if you want to put some weird shit in my mouth and like make me open it and like close it and swallow and spit as you want, fine. But at least make it sexual, you fucking unhinged weirdo.
Yeah.
The fact that you do that and doesn't get horny, that's absurd to me. But anyway, but like, so I have a fear of dentists. He knows that, so he was very like good when he met me, and I was like, yeah. And then I said it again, like, I'm just glad that I got to keep all my teeth. And then he looks at me and like he knows something is up, but he doesn't know what. Because like, okay, now you've said that very specific thing twice. And then I pull out the bag and like, it's too bad that one of them went in a bag. And the look on his face, and he was like, did you plan all of this? Like, what part did you plan about it? Did you pull your tooth just for this? Like, no, but I was very happy when they told me I had to pull my tooth. Did not hurt, by the way. And do you know how they pull teeth? Apparently, they make you not feel anything in your mouth, and then they just punching your tooth until it falls out.
Yeah.
I hope that's how they do it, because otherwise I was about something else happened to me.
Yeah.
I've never done it before. But I have a bit fucked up teeth because of but I haven't been able to pull any. What the fuck? I haven't had to pull any.
So mine aren't the greatest because I had a negligent parent who didn't keep on top of me. Well, who didn't keep reminding me about brushing my teeth and things like that.
Yeah, mine aren't the greatest because I've been doing amphetamines for 20 years or something. It will fuck with your teeth a bit. There's a warning for all you out there. It will fuck with your teeth for a bit, so if you don't want that, bomb it instead of snorting it. I just think it's sexier to snort. And also, I like my little fucked up teeth. Whenever you see them in pictures, I like them. Whenever I show my little fucked up little teeth.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you're such a fucked up little coke slut.
Jesus, Max.
Am I wrong?
No.
I'm sorry you came on as a co-host 2 years in when I have given up any semblance of normalcy here. You should watch the first episode of this. I am so fucking restrained.
What is normal anyway, Max?
Yeah, but I know that I'm not it. Which is good, by the way, because I'm very good with children who don't want to be normal, and I'm like, but you like me. Why don't you want to be like me instead? That seems very hard to be like you. You're on fire all the time. Yeah, it's fun.
I just realised
I won't 60 eggs
find out when. It occurred to me, I won't know when Voldemort dies because nobody's got my contact number where she lives. So I'll never know when she croaks it. So I can't dance on her grave or her ashes or whatever.
Well, you can make an educated guess by her age. My mom probably not going to live. I've counted on how many Christmases I'm probably going to have left to have to go home. And
Knowing this bitch, she'll live to 100 and something.
Yeah, but we always said that about Dad. Oh, you never die, Dad, because evil never dies. Ha 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 ha. Died at 63. As long as I get up past that. When Mom turned 64, I gave her a birthday card that said, "You won." On
it. Yeah. Right. So, following on from that, I thought I would do a Max.
I love it when you do, Max.
Hang on. You need to be a bit more specific because do a Max could mean anything.
I don't mind either. Yeah. Are you going to do drugs in there? Are you going to say something unhinged? Are you going to write something you read for 30 minutes? Are you going to read something you wrote? Are you going to just fucking swear and be unpleasant? Or are you going to make a weirdly cogent point while joking about butt sex?
Or are you going to call horrible guests cunts?
No.
Why you just fuck a Max?
I'm gonna read out a story.
Okay.
Oh, nice. I got to make this my book circle finally.
Toren, you're muted. I can't hear you, darling.
Yeah. Oh, shit. I thought he was waiting. That was it. Toren. Oh, for fuck.
I don't think you can hear us. I'll message him.
Please do. I hate it when that happens. And the further you get, the more the fall will be.
Yeah.
Yeah, for fuck's sake.
We can hear you now.
Right, yeah. Again.
This is why we should become Luddites.
Yeah. Oh, fuck off. Right, again. The early years, my personal health from the tender age of 6, my childhood was less a playground and more a bloody battleground. While other kids were falling off bikes and scraping knees, I was learning how to survive the daily onslaught. The physical abuse wasn't just a slap or a shove, it was systematic, relentless. It was hands that were supposed to comfort, becoming fists that connected with bone and flesh, leaving marks that faded on the skin but etched themselves permanently onto my soul. I learned to embrace, to flinch, to anticipate and shrink before it came, developing an almost preternatural sense for the shift in mood. The tightening of a jaw, the glint in an eye that signalled the storm was coming. There were times I'd curl into a ball, trying to make myself as small and invisible as possible, praying for it to end, for a merciful blackness to swallow me whole. The pain wasn't just physical, it was a deep, searing ache of betrayal, of knowing the people who were supposed to protect me were the ones inflicting the wounds. And the emotional abuse, that was perhaps even more insidious. It was a constant barrage of verbal acid designed to corrode every shred of self-worth. You're useless, you're a burden, I wish you'd never been born. Those words I heard from my no good of a father. Anyway, you're nothing but a mistake. These weren't just words. They were hammers pounding away at my identity, shaping a reality where I truly believed I was inherently flawed, unlovable, and deserving of every ounce of pain inflicted upon me. They built invisible walls around me, trapping me in a prison of self-loathing where even my own thoughts became my tormentors. There was no escape, no corner of my mind that felt safe. Home was a theatre of cruelty, and I was the captive audience and the unwilling star. The lingering ghosts, PTSD and the echoes of trauma. That kind of sustained gut-wrenching trauma doesn't just pack up its bags and leave when you hit adolescence. Oh no, it digs in, sets up a permanent residence and pays rent in the form of PTSD. My brain became a broken reel, constantly replaying the worst hits. The night terrors are a special kind of hell. I'd wake up in a cold sweat, heart hammering like a trapped bird, screaming into the darkness, convinced the monster under the bed wasn't a figment of imagination, but a very real, very persistent, very present threat. Just as it had been so many years ago. I'd thrash, kick, and sob, tangled in the sheets, unsure if I was in my bed or back in that living room. Shrinking from an incoming blow, my body remembers even when my conscious mind tries to repress, jolting me awake into a terror that feels utterly real, even if the danger isn't physically present. Sleep is rarely a peaceful escape. It's often a battlefield. Then there are the flashbacks. These aren't just memories. They're full-blown sensory assaults. A specific smell may be a cleaning product or someone's cheap cologne, and suddenly I'm sick again. The air thick with fear, a certain tone of voice, a sudden movement, even a particular angle of light filtering through a window, and bam, I'm transported back to those moments of utter helplessness. My body reacting as if the threat is immediate, my heart races, My breath catches and I'm frozen, unable to move or speak. Trapped in a loop of past horror superimposed onto the present, it's like my brain decided, why let you live a normal life when we can constantly remind you of the worst things that ever happened? A real knee slapper, that one. This one, I've spoken briefly about my abuse as a child. I've never spoken about this one, so this is going to be new. My sexual assault, just a few short years after escaping the daily torment of my childhood home. When I was barely piecing myself back together, another, even more devastating blow landed. The sexual assault, it wasn't just a violation, it was an autonomy or self-worth I had managed to salvage from the wreckage of my early years, was ripped away, brutalized, and stomped into the dirt. It wasn't about desire, it was about power, control, and absolute destruction. Every boundary was shattered, every sense of personal space dissolved into a terrifying visual nightmare. It left me hollowed out, a ghost in my own skin, questioning not just my safety in the world, but my very right to exist in it. It compounded the damage, taking the existing cracks and fissures left by the earlier abuse and tearing them wide open, leaving gaping, bleeding wounds that felt impossible to heal. The shame, the disgust, the feeling of being irreparably tainted, these became a toxic glue churning inside me, adding another layer of silent suffering. It's the kind of experience that leaves you profoundly irrevocably changed, forever looking over your shoulder, forever feeling like a target, forever carrying the invisible yet profoundly heavy weight of someone else's depravity. It stole a piece of my soul that day, and I've been fighting like hell to get it back. Although ever since, a world on fire, all of this carnage unfolded with a brain that was already wired to experience the world differently. Being neurodivergent means my internal landscape is already a wild, unpredictable terrain. Sensory input can be overwhelming, sounds too loud, lights too bright, the textures too abrasive, social cues are often a labyrinth I can't quite navigate, leaving me feeling perpetually out of sync, like I'm speaking a slightly different language than everyone else. Imagine trying to process intense trauma, constant fear, and utter despair through a filter that's already highly sensitive, easily overloaded, and prone to unique patterns of thought. It's like trying to put out a 5-alarm fire with a leaky garden hose, all while your brain is also trying to solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. This unique wiring amplifies the beast that is depression. It's not just a feeling sad, it's a soul-crushing void that swallows light, sound, and hope. It's a physical weight like trying to move through quicksand, every limb heavy, every breath a monumental effort. It's the world losing all its colour, taste, and meaning, leaving behind only a flat, grey existence, and within that void, the whisper of suicidal ideation becomes a deafening roar. Just stop fighting. It will be so much easier. No one would miss you anyway. It's the ultimate dog joke, isn't it? When life is so agonizing, the ultimate escape seems like the most logical solution. It promises peace, oblivion, and end to the ceaseless pain. It's a siren song lowering you to the rocks, promising a painless end to the storm. Through every single one of these hells, the daily torture of my childhood and the soul-shattering sexual assault and relentless grip of PTSD, the suffocating blanket of depression, and the unique challenges of a neurodivergent mind trying to cope, I have danced with not being here. This isn't a figure of speech. It's a cold, hard truth. There have been countless nights, countless days, countless moments where the edge of the cliff felt like a magnetic pull, an almost irresistible urge to just let go. I've stared into the abyss, felt its chilling breath on my face, and seriously, fundamentally considered stepping into it. The temptation to find release from the incessant pain, the flashbacks, and the feeling of being fundamentally broken has been a constant, insidious companion. My constant battle to remain is just that, a battle. It's a daily, minute by minute, breath by breath fight against a tide of darkness that threatens to pull me under. It's clinging to the smallest thread of hope, even when it feels pathetic. Even when every fibre of my being screams to surrender, it's knowing that even on the worst days, when simply existing feels like an Olympic sport, there's a stubborn, defiant spark deep inside that refuses to be extinguished. It's raw, it's exhausting, it's ugly, and it's my truth. And somehow, against all odds, I'm still here. Still breathing, still fighting, still a goddamn pain in the arse to the universe, if nothing else. The dichotomy of good and evil isn't just some abstract philosophical debate when you've lived through what you have. It becomes a visual daily reality, a concept that's both crossingly simple and maddeningly complex. So yeah.
Sorry, I keep going for my mouse, but it's my work mouse. I keep thinking it's,
Thank you.
next to my laptop. No, but no, I mean, it's fucking shit that people do that to their kids. I mean,
Oh, thank God. I thought you were like, that was your. As soon as it's done, it's fucking shit. Like, oh my God, you're a harsh critic.
No, but I mean, it's like having children myself. I look at my kids, and I can't imagine anybody ever wanting to do that. I know some of it's systemic. They've grown up in a. Not saying it's the case for everyone, but in some cases, they've grown up being abused themselves, and they then think that's the norm. They haven't managed to break that cycle of abuse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. This is the way you've got to see it, Toren. You broke that cycle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
This is why this is one of the reasons why I haven't had kids yet, because not that this would ever be the case, because I would never have a child in my life. But it's just that
knowing how badly it fucks you up as a child.
Yeah. And
it makes you not want to put one into the world. Like,
yeah, and it's like I can barely look after myself. I can barely take care of myself. So why would I want to bring
another human
into the world?
Yeah.
And it's like, no. But yeah, that's my story. Yeah.
I'm like with the whole doesn't want children. Thank you very much for telling us. By the way, it was very heartfelt and good.
Let's face it, talking about it, especially for men, it's still this taboo.
Yeah.
And it's like it shouldn't be.
Like
no.
I can have. There are parts of that like I can understand. I can understand a lot of it. There are moments where I don't want to be here. Definitely, there's been that, like with the depression, with anxiety and stuff that has happened. I have never actively wanted to die. I have also only ever not wanted to live. And there's a difference between those two. One of them is passive, one of them is active. Like there's a very big difference. But that's because of my anxiety of death. Like I had to make myself immortal to deal with it. But other than that, it's very you explained that well as well.
Yeah.
So thank you. And with the don't want to agitate. I'm very, very good at looking after myself. But I that's because I just give myself everything I want constantly. I would not be good at looking after a child. I'm good at looking after my boyfriend's child because that's a different thing.
Yeah.
I've chosen to take that on. But boyfriend has also seen me talk to I met a 4-year-old with him once, and the 4-year-old runs up and says something to me, and I'm looking at him. I don't understand you. So but just in general, how can someone like? I don't care about what you have, your fucked up sense of like sexuality. What the fucking your disturbance is like? How can you look at like a child is so very clearly like, oh, this will break if I like blow on it too hard. Like it's like, oh, this is a personality that's unfinished. Are we going to let it finish cooking? No.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not saying that children aren't individuals and children aren't people, blah, blah, blah. Trust me, they are. But like, there is definitely a development there. And like, children aren't finished in the sense that they will run straight out into the street because of lack of impulse control, stuff like that. Stuff that I would definitely never do. And like, if you look at that and like, oh, this thing has no impulse control. It doesn't have the strength to defend itself. It doesn't have fucking knowledge of the world. It's very easily manipulated. Yeah, that's what I'm going to go after. And like, if you don't, then regardless of whatever your innermost heart wants, go, oh, wait, what the fuck is wrong with me? Then you've crossed the line of just like don't live anymore, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like
having all the respect for people who don't like. Sure, it must suck. Like, I don't know. If you like have thoughts but don't want to bring good on you. Keep doing that. But the second you stop seeing that as a child and start seeing it as like a prospect, then you need to die.
Yeah. And it's like, I mean, you know, when I wrote that, because I wrote that 2 days ago, about 2 or 3 days ago. I'm surprised I got that far, because obviously
it's not easy reading that stuff.
Yeah, it's like emotional, exhausting. It's like, you know, the reason why I chose to obviously read it is because I know that there are so many kids out there still to this day that feel exactly like that.
Yeah.
They might not have like a supportive father or a supportive mother, right? But they have a supportive parent. They have a supportive network.
Yeah.
It's like it's vitally important, and like you say, especially with young boys and men, so we seem to have this stigma of where we can't talk about it because it's not.
It's always been like that. As I said, when we were kids, it's like it was always boys are seen and not heard. Same with girls actually, but it was always boys don't cry. And it's like, well, why not?
Yeah, boys don't cry.
Why aren't they allowed to?
Yeah. Because it's and that's always been like weird to me. Like I was like Dad was a very sensitive father. Like he was very, very sensitive. So that's good for me. Like I've grown up with sure I grew up with a cold hearted shrew of a mother, but she's very, very funny, at least. And like she does care, she just doesn't know how to care on any other premises than her own. So like it's whatever. I don't care anymore. I have a functional relationship. Which is barely, but like Dad was very sensitive and he was very clear. Like he cried a lot, and like not in the sense of like he cried when he was overwhelmed. He cried when but he was very good with like dealing with your emotions. I just wish he could have also dealt with like mental issues and stuff like that in almost the same way. That maybe he wouldn't have like drank himself to death, but like you can't have it all. But he got like, and I'm very glad that I had that because like, and even then, like as a teenager, I became this whole like, oh, emotions, fuck off, fuck him, and I'm going to like, I don't believe in love, I just believe in physical and emotional interaction. What the fuck do you think love is, you dumb shit? And like, I all of that, like it's. But then I could steer it off, and like now I'm very, I am very rude. I'm harsh. I can sound cold and cynical sometimes, but I'm not. I'm very passionate. I'm warm actually.
I think
like the reason that I get angry is that I feel a lot. Like that's why I get the way that I am.
I mean, I think this is why I've been open about older mother and my mental health and that, because it's that stigma around it, and it's like I've always been a massive advocate for mental health. I've always been, I lost how many Facebook bans I got in 1 year because I was calling out abusers.
Yeah.
Because it was seen as bullying. And it's like, no, it's not. It's like my best friend. She was dating a guy.
If it is bullying, then it's good bullying.
Yeah. Well, this is it. It's like one of my best friends. She dated this guy. He turned out to be a narcissistic, abusive piece of gaslighting shit. And she had the proverbial bollocks to call him out on social media. He then sends her a cease and desist order.
Oh, you talked about this fucking weirdo.
Yeah. So she had to raise funds for a solicitor because he lives in a different country. So that was all done and done. It really fucked her up. And she went to therapy and things like that. And she went to a gig and she thought she saw him, but it turned out it was his doppelganger. And she goes, it's put me backwards. I says, but I'd be more worried if it didn't have an effect on you. I says, the fact that it had an effect on you shows that you are human. So we hear nothing. And then next thing I know, I think it was earlier this year, the cretin has decided to creep out the woodwork and try and slam her with a lawsuit to pay his lawyer's bills. So hang on a minute. You're the one that decided to get the cease and desist order on her. So why should she pay for your bill?
Yeah.
I almost kind of like weirdly in a way, like not in like almost like impressive fucking audacity, dude.
Like he's
like,
trying
how
to
did
say,
you manage to get that?
He's trying to say his solicitor's bills are like $33,000. It's like,
yeah, well, don't throw a cease and desist letter at someone if you're not going to.
Yeah.
Like, when you sue someone, do you know what happens if you lose? You have to pay for it. Like, that's
yeah.
Funnily enough, it's like I can remember because a lot of people reached out to her that he'd abused over the years, and one of them fell pregnant to him, and she went to him, and he's like, "I don't care, get rid of it." I'm like, "What? I was just like, "Oh my god!" And then she had to like write a retraction sentence. So we just flooded her Facebook with memes and GIFs. So he had to go through her Facebook to find it. It's that little pettiness, but it felt
this
like
sounds genuine.
That to
like,
me,
yeah,
that to me just sounds like because my old man, I hate calling him that, but he was exactly like the same in his own way. He would do things as a last ditch attempt to try and see if he still had a hold.
Yeah.
On my mum.
Yeah. That's how I would be if I didn't have my principles. I think. Because that's why I got them, to not become like those fucking people.
Yeah. And it's like
Jesus
it's just those tiny little microaggressions.
Yeah.
Trying to keep control, and it's like they'll do everything. So him doing that cease and desist, that was just one of his many attempts.
Yeah.
And it's like it's not going to work. She's seen the light of day. She knows what you're all about. She's trying to get away from you as fast as possible, but you're still here trying to pull the strings. And it's like it's sheer manipulation tactic, one-on-one.
This is also like this is the type of person I'm writing. Like, next book I'm writing is called The London Thing. Because I couldn't come up with a title and we just called it The London Thing, and then like that became the title. Eventually, it's about the worst person in the world going to London. It was originally conceptualized back in 2011, I think. Because I hated Eat, Pray, Love so fucking much that I wanted to write a book about what type of piece of shit would do that type. And like, this is then a person who, he leaves Sweden for London, he goes there to live with his sister, who he is definitely in love with. And we slowly figure out that what he leaves behind is a pregnant girlfriend who is waiting to have an abortion. When he figures out that she finally does it, this is in the first draft, I don't know if they will end up there. he starts sending her like congratulations gifts when he knows he has done it. She starts sending like baby shower gifts to her.
Yeah.
Anonymously. Like that's the like, and I make him knowingly pathetic as well. Like when I write that character, he will actually go in and he tries to manipulate the reader constantly by having like footnotes where he lies. Sometimes footnotes that cover an entire page. He's very, very funny to read through because he's like a pathological liar and manipulative. But what makes him funny is the fact that he's so fucking pathetic. And I want everyone everyone who like fits this sort of person to know that the only way to make your type of person interesting, like you're the most boring type of fucking person ever, but the only way to make you interesting is to have you be. See, how pathetic can you get? Like, you get better, you fucking losers.
Yeah.
And like, I don't get, oh, you're a narcissist. Congratulations, I am too. Like, get better. Be a better narcissist than you fucking idiot.
And it's also this.
Fucking ashamed of yourself.
Pathetic tactic they use as well. It's like the fake tears.
Yeah, the crocodile tears.
Yeah. It's like, come on.
Yeah.
That's just you trying to make your partner or ex-partner feel sorry for you so that she'll come back. Yeah. And you'll say to her, oh, it'll never happen again. I never meant to hurt you. Blah, blah, blah. It's
the first principle that I ever made up was everything that applies to you must also apply to everyone else.
Yeah.
Like if I'm allowed to do something, then everyone else must also be allowed to do it. Like that was the first one because that was a hard one for me to get.
Yeah.
I didn't understand really why that would matter. Like I wanted to, the second one I think was just that. Like, what was it you said? Like, first of all, was always say you're sorry if you actually think what you did is bad. Never say you're sorry if you don't mean it. Yeah. You can still have a discussion about the thing, but never say sorry. And also, saying sorry that I hurt your feelings isn't the same as saying I'm sorry you got sad.
Yeah.
I may not believe the action that I did was bad, but I believe that getting you sad is bad. So I can still say, like that's the stuff that I've been having to do. But also, like, never manipulate anyone and don't cry and don't fake crying. Like, how did these make these? People, for fuck's sake, welcome to Narcissism Club with Max. We're going to teach you how to fucking behave. If
I've never got an apology from my mother in my life.
Sorry, you never
got an apology from her. I know I'll never get that apology from her.
No, but like, if there's any narcissist out there, wouldn't you want to be the world's best narcissist? And not just in your own mind, like you are, you delusional fuck.
Yeah.
Make the world actually fit you. Be like me. Be the world's best narcissist. Fuck you. Sorry, I can.
When Mum finally left, the sperm donor, she lied to him, saying we're going to the fish shop to get our fish and chips. So there was me, my mum, and my little brother, who's probably about two and a half at this point.
Yeah.
We didn't go to the fish shop. We went to the police station.
Yeah.
Because at that point, my mum had enough.
Did he abuse your mum as well?
Oh yeah, and she lost. She had 7 miscarriages because of him.
Fucking hell.
So yeah, we went to the police station, and then that was that. And his peace offering to me was his watch.
Oh wow! Like that's going to make up for all the years of abuse he put you through.
Yeah,
fuck off.
Yeah. So
please tell me you told him where to shove it.
I probably did.
I remember I was given such a I was offered such a peace offering by someone who had hurt me once.
But I mean, it's like
I stomped on it.
Yeah, but I mean, imagine giving your son, who you're supposed to love, a watch as a peace offering.
And after how many years of abusing you?
Let me check my thing, because
I want you to be able to tell the time while it's fuck.
yeah.
Yeah, I want you to tell the time of all the times that I abused you and ugh.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm going to put it in my calendar now as well. Are you going to give me a fucking fill of fucks now?
From the tender age of 6 till 12 years of age.
Fuck.
So yeah,
Please. So what happened after your mum went to the police?
that was it. We left him.
So you don't know.
He was none the wiser.
Right.
He died.
Because
Is he dead?
because that's the thing. If he'd have known, he would have done his usual and stopped her. So yeah.
Yeah. Because it doesn't matter if they want to be with you, you own them. So
yeah.
This is the thing though, when people say, "Oh, just leave," it's like it's not as easy as that.
No,
of course it's not. Like, you're emotionally dependent. Like, oh, just leave. Yeah, because like getting out of any relationship, no matter how bad it is. Like, do you know what the hardest relationship I've ever gotten out of was? Like the one that, like, we loved each other. We were shit for each other. We threw stuff at each other. We manipulated each other. We lied to each other. I was constantly cheating, just like a string of like different. So I put it into system to fuck with every friend of her. Like, I'm not saying that I was good in that, and she was not either. But I'm not going to say anything that she did to me, because that is going to seem like I'm comparing it. But like, this isn't a question of like I was abused or she was abused. It was a question of we abused each other.
Yeah.
And like, it was so fucking hard to get away from, both as like a sort of like weird being in a weird victim position, but also being as the abuser. So like, you had to give up what you clearly were fucking insane about, and you had to give up what you were so scared to leave that you couldn't leave it, even though they treated you like shit. Like, we had to have that discussion, sit down, talk about it. Like, we're going to kill each other. And like, of course it's hard. No, you can't just leave.
No.
Yeah.
Do you know how you know that you can't just leave? Because people don't. Like, if you could, they would. And first you have to see it. Like, it's very hard to see that I have people in my life now that I've been like fighting for a bit, that are finally seeing that their relationship they exited was an abusive one. And I'm like, thank fuck, because I haven't been able to use that word until now.
Yeah.
Would you remember that case that was in Nottingham? Sorry.
No. That was okay.
Toren, do you remember a case in Nottingham a few years ago? Because they made it into a TV show called Murdered by My Boyfriend.
That is a bad fucking title for a TV show, though.
Yeah, and honestly, it's like, it was awful. She tried, like, as Toren said, you know, like with what his mum, you know, when she wanted to leave, his dad would stop her and everything. And the same happened with this woman, and she was murdered in front of a fucking toddler. And
like, do you think? No, fuck that. And also, like, do you think that it's fucking easy? Do you think manipulators are fucking dumb? Like, do you think they pick victims on random? Do you not think that it's like manipulation is their entire fucking game? You think they're not good at it, you fucking idiot? Like, of course it's not going to. We're going to put you in a position where you can't leave. Oh god, yeah.
Yeah, it was a true story as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did it? Was it Hucknall or Bulwell, somewhere like that?
Nottingham.
I know it was Nottingham. I just don't know where in Nottingham it was.
Wait, Nottingham isn't just like one little castle?
No.
Only place I've been to in England is like London. I've been to Scotland, loads though.
Yeah, so like in Nottingham, we've got areas like Hucknall, Bulwell, Arnold, Gedlin, Clifton. We've got all the little suburban areas. As I would.
You do realise that I think that you made literally all of them up. Like, I do not believe it's even one of those. Like there was for someone doing a fucking parody bit about London. Like, yeah, but we have the hog swallow and we have the thumb swallow. It was like looking at a random randomly generated fucking map of the UK.
Listen, I'm geography challenged enough as it is. The only way I can get, if people ask me in town where to get to somewhere, I'm like, what pub's near it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one I can do. Do you know what one of the funniest, funniest places I've ever been at is? Like speaking of like towns in the UK, or like one of the most fun I've had on town ever. Do you want to know where? It's not London. I will say that. I would burn that fucking city down to a crisp without questioning it. Glasgow. Fucking love Glasgow.
I'm surprised you understood anyone there.
Oh no, it was like when I speak to Scottish people, I start mimicking their fucking accents to really think that I live in the next village. Like that was very often like, where do you come from? Like, are you from this area? I'm like, no, I'm Swedish. What the fuck? Like I have an accent now speaking to you. Speaking to Scottish people, don't. For some reason. I think it's because I watched Trainspotting too much as a kid. But like Glasgow, it's the only place in the world. Like I've seen people do heroin on parties, of course, like the most boring party guests ever because they're just sitting there nodding. It's the only place where I've seen a stranger in a bathroom do heroin like openly while as I'm like because I'm opening the stall and it's like it's not even locked and he's just sitting there looking at me and we're kind of looking at each other and I'm like, I'm sorry, I cannot leave for some reason. I'm mesmerized by you. I'm not going to do anything. Like I'm going to leave when I can. I'm not frozen right now. Can you start moving and maybe I can do it? And then he'll just like, yeah,
I
sure.
think Glaswegian
is the only... and then I leave.
I think with Glaswegian accents, it's the only one I need subtitles with, especially when they've been drinking.
Yep.
There are some northern fucking accents that you need to like put something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's also because they are like, oh, it's Cockney rhyming slang. It's Cockney rhyming slang. It's like, no, it's not. You're just saying words that aren't what they are.
You mean like Nelson Mandela?
What's that?
You mean like a Nelson Mandela? Pint of Stella.
Nelson Mandela.
It's a pint of Stella.
Yeah, that's like, see that fucking bullshit. Like, oh, that's the best, and like it's the stairs. I'm like, no, say the stairs. You have a full language. Don't break it more.
Or a Ruby Murray.
English is barely a language. English is 3 languages in a trench coat, but like, that's a different thing. But like, it's basically like that. Speaking of Nelson Mandela, it's like the fucking translator at the funeral, like the ASL translator at his funeral.
Yeah.
If you remember that, like the person who just went in there and just did random signs without like knowing a single sign of the sign language
person, and she wasn't.
Yeah, I love that person like so much.
Yeah.
I know that like it's not a good thing strictly to like go and fake sign language, but like I can't say I can't think it's her fault. When like there should be so much set up to that not being able to.
Yeah.
Fun fact for
the
you.
fact she did it and just fucked with it. That like I didn't heil there, by the way.
Little fun facts for you. Voldemort hated Nelson Mandela for ending apartheid because she's a white, privileged South African Christian woman.
This is the second time in a week where someone's mother has hated Nelson Mandela for ending apartheid. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, it's on Friday. Yeah, on Friday, met a person from South Africa. Very pleasant person. Loved her. Wasn't you, but she was just letting you know it wasn't you.
Fine.
Oh yeah, I do love you, but like I didn't meet you on Friday.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And like 5 minutes in, and like we're already like borrowing each other's drugs, so that was very fun. But
yeah, no,
she was a friend of mine. But
South African mums, they hit differently. They really do. I mean, it's like I didn't find out until the other month that because me and my sister and our brother, we had separate dads. So my mum was married before she met my dad. And this was a literal deathbed confession from my sister and brother's dad, like because he died from he had cancer, and he basically told them on his deathbed that he went to prison for our mum, and it was basically because she's a money grabbing whore. So basically, because growing up, she used to tell me, because she would do nothing but slag their dad off to me. And she said, oh, we had to move all the time because he got caught stealing money from the companies. No, what I know now, it was her. He went to prison to cover up for her because he knew she wouldn't last in prison and because he didn't want his kids to be without a mum. She was charging me and my sister when we were working and living at home. She was charging £100 a week in rent. And my dad knew nothing about it.
Surprisingly good guy, by the way. Like, I don't know how he is otherwise, but that thing was weirdly like just...
Yeah.
What a
and
fucking
this is what my sister said, how Omar always had a soft spot for her dad because he did that for her. I mean, let's face it, many men would. And she's always been money hungry. It's like, because I never understood why we left South Africa and what kind of parent leaves two of her children behind in a different country to emigrate to a different one. Yeah. Turns out she was running away from bailiffs. And one of the reasons we moved so much around in the UK was, again, her bailiffs. So my dad was working in Lincolnshire. This is going back to 99, 2000. He'd got a job working nights in Lincolnshire. Bought a beautiful Victorian 4-bedroom house. And she moved me and her there because, again, she was running away from bailiffs. I didn't want to move because it was quite an important school year for me, but I had no choice because I was 15. And so I didn't want to move. But yeah, because my dad said, he had a debt collector turn up one day when we lived there. She owed this bailiff £1,000 and he had to pay it there and then. And
I'm sorry, I just need to go take... I shot a nail straight into my fucking eye when I cut my nails.
You twat.
Oh my fucking God.
But it's like... Trust Max to do that.
Yeah. I'm just gonna quickly go to the top and then I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Sorry. Oh, fuck my life. Hi, sorry. I genuinely, it just flew straight into my fucking eye. It wasn't even like on the side, it was straight into the white.
Oh.
Oh yeah, and it like didn't hurt for a bit. It was just like, it fell out, and then it starts like, like that's when I had to go. Yeah. Fuck.
I think Toren's just gone to get a drink. But yeah, I mean, she's just a vile woman through and through. And I mean, it's like, I'm just like, I'm glad I've broken cycle. I've been honest with my kids what she's like. My nephews have had nothing to do with her. It's like, for example, when it was my nephew's 18th birthday, I says, what you get? This was before I went no contact with her. I was low contact with her at this point. And I says, what did you get Jordan for his 18th? And she went, he said he didn't want out. I'm like, but this is your grandson. It's his 18th. It's a big birthday.
Mitchell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, that was her excuse. It's like, dude, no, not Mitchell, Jordan. And it was just like, it takes 2 seconds to buy a card and a stamp, send it in the post.
Who's Jordan?
Yeah. Yeah, like
so.
I'm buying my stepchild's Lego on Friday.
That was my nail glue.
There was something I was going to...
I have actually got a poem
yeah.
when Toren's back.
I'm back.
Yeah, well.
But it's like, going back to what you were saying there, it's like a similar situation with my family. It's like, because my dad was a or wannabe criminal.
Yeah.
We
He
actually
didn't hang around with the gunnies, did he?
probably known him.
What
I
was
was
it?
going
What
to
did you
say,
say?
He
knowing
ran
the gunnies'
around with a
history,
lot
they'd
of
have told him to fuck off.
Yeah, he ran around with a lot of people. We must have moved at least maybe 5, maybe
Yeah.
6 times throughout my childhood because he kept getting into trouble with the police
Yeah.
and other local gangs.
Jesus fucking Christ! How are people this terrible at being alive?
Don't know.
Sorry.
The last time he
Just like-
moved was because he was being basically he pissed off a load of Rastafarians because he owed them money for the drugs,
Yeah.
and so that was the last time we moved.
Well, say no more. The Rastas are the last people you want to piss off when it comes to weed and shit.
Yeah. So yeah. So that was the life that I was brought up in.
I mean, I was just saying to Max before you came back, I've got a poem to read, if that's all right.
Yeah, that's
And I
fine.
can explain the whole shebang after, because as I said, I've always been open about it.
Yeah.
With strings attached, you made me dance to your tune in a hypnotic trance. I leapt, I twirled, so unaware, a puppet in your narcissistic lair. Your hands held tight my every string, controlling my move, my everything. In public, a perfect show, but backstage, my tears freely flow. No more a puppet on your stage. I've cut the strings, released my cage. I may stumble as I find my feet, but unstrung is oh so sweet. And it's like, this is the thing. It's like she would make out she was this perfect parent in public. It's like, I can remember growing up, it's like when my sister had her kids, people would say, oh, how many grandkids you got? And she goes, oh, I've got 6 grandsons. It's like, but you've got 2 granddaughters in South Africa as well. And she'd be like, they don't count. They're not in the same country. It's like, but they're still your grandkids.
Oh, you mean you can't get money from them?
Yeah. And I mean, growing up, the only time I was allowed to show emotion was if we had a family member die. And it wasn't until I had my therapy where my therapist was like, she basically groomed you to be emotionless. And I think that's why even now, like 40, I struggle to show my emotions. Don't get me wrong, I'll cry at sappy shit, but it's like to be able to, you know how some people can just sit there and just cry over a bad memory? I can't do that.
I don't either, but I don't know if that's. I think that's because I just process it differently, actually. So, like, I don't think that's the same. I also never have understood crying at happy things.
Sorry, crying at
happy things. I will see people crying, like, oh, I'm so happy, and it's like, wow.
Yeah. I mean,
But
don't
then,
get
like,
me wrong,
I am.
when I had my kids, I cried when they were born.
Yeah.
But that was partially because it was hours of labour pain.
Yeah.
And I can't believe I produced this tiny human inside my stomach. Because let's face it, that is quite awesome. If you love kids and
It's
just,
like horrifying the fact that that ability exists. Like, how did this? How was I able to do this? Why did? I don't know.
And I mean, it's like, as I said, I can remember her slagging off my sisters and brother's dad growing up. One of the earliest memories I can remember is because the first secondary school I went to, I got bullied at. A lot of it was xenophobic comments, like, oh, why aren't you black if you're supposed to be from South Africa? Oh, you know, the usual xenophobic comments, like when a person's from a different country.
Gretchen, you can't just ask people why they're white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had
because
to.
I didn't have the latest designer clothes and things like that. And my thing was, because she never believed me, she always thought I was the bully. So that's where, like, my binge eating came into place, because I felt I had no one to talk to. I know I couldn't go to her because she believed everyone else. So I turned to smoking as well. And when she found out I smoked the first time, I was about 12. She
Yeah?
literally sat me down and made me
Oh
eat.
no, she didn't.
She made me eat cigarettes.
We need to murder her.
Yes, please. And
I think
it's just like,
I think my mum's mum did that as well. I think.
see, when I spoke to my dad, because obviously my dad didn't know that this went on because he worked nights and he worked away. And, you know, my sister was like, you can't do this. This is enough. And then once, that was it. From the age of 13 to 19, she accused me of being a drug addict because I had blackheads. You know, normal teenager skin breakdown. She had, her and my sister had their issues. I don't know what happened between her and my sister. I just remember when my sister was 6 months pregnant with my oldest nephew, my brother-in-law lost the back door key and it was just in his jogger's pocket. He went looking for it, offered to pay to replace, to have the lock changed. Any other person would say, okay, it was an accident. We'll sort that out. Explain to me why this grown-ass fucking woman thinks it's okay to rag her pregnant daughter around by her hair. And it's just like, and then again, it was a case of speak when I'm spoken to, case of being seen and not heard. And it always felt to me, she treated my sister like the golden child. Even now I know she didn't. And this is where my body dysmorphia comes into play as well. She would, even when I wasn't fat, she would call me fat all the time. And I can remember when my sister got married 22 years ago nearly, she put me on a Herbalife diet because she wanted me to lose 3 stone before my sister's wedding. Because that's what she wanted. Didn't care
I wanted
about
to gain a stone, preferably a headstone.
Yeah, it's just like, it's my body. Should I not have a safe, I want to lose the weight or not? Yeah. And the way I see myself is, the only way I can describe it is, you know, when in the episode of The Simpsons where Homer's in the moo-moo?
Yeah.
That is how I see myself. I see myself a lot bigger than what I am because of her. And I think the only time she actually fucking believed me was when, because the first school that I went to, it was literally about a 5-10 minute walk around the corner. I came home, I was going to home at lunchtime because she had a shoulder operation on her shoulder for RSI. So I'd go home at lunchtime, make a lunch. They literally came around my mum's house, knocked on the door, showed her a knife and said, if she comes back to school, we're going to kill her. It took that moment for her to fucking believe me. So she rang the school like, can't do anything, it's lunchtime. And I'm just like, and that was it. She was like, right, we're taking you out of school, you're not going back there. And it's like, hang on a minute, it took 3 years of being fucking bullied for them to physically threaten you that you believe your own child.
Yeah.
And, you know, I mean, because me and my
but
brother...
like, good that you did, but like, bad that you did.
At the same time, it's like, hang on a minute, this is your fucking child, why don't you believe her? And I mean, because when we lived in Holland, because my dad got a job out there for 5 years, again, we moved over there. My dad told me, you know, her original intention was never to move over. And so we moved over there. My brother and sister came to visit us, and she gave them the option if they wanted to live with us or not. Sister said yes, and my brother said yes until he rang his dad to speak to him, and he said no. And I think it was more so protecting my brother, because I never know what he said to him. But, you know, and that was the last time I saw my brother because he was still back in South Africa. And, one of the other reasons we moved to Holland was because I got raped at 5. So luckily that part of me is blanked out. But then, so I can only remember, like, going to the police station and being interviewed by 2 police officers and having 2 dolls to show them what had happened. And by my own fucking babysitter as well. For shock horror, she fucking believed me about that. which, knowing what I know now, I'm surprised at. Yeah, so we moved to Holland, moved around there a few times. Dad's contract ended. We moved back over here. And as I said, trials and tribulations, you know, the normal mother-daughter stuff happened. Don't get me wrong. My sister, we were siblings. We fought like cat and dog, like siblings do.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
degrees in help.
Yeah, and it wasn't until the other month when I was talking to my sister, because we lost our brother 11 years ago in a car crash, and Volder mother went over for the funeral, and my sister said, "Why do you think I never went?" And I says, "I don't know." She goes, "Our brother would have been rolling in his grave." I'm like, "What do you mean?" And she's like, "His nickname for her was Egg Donor." And I was like, "Oh, okay, now it makes sense why he would always message me on Facebook asking how she was." Because I hadn't realised that he'd cut her off as well. So it says a lot when 3 of your fucking kids cut you off at their life.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like it says that fuck you,
Yeah.
basically.
And I mean, it's like
yeah.
when I had my eldest, so he was my first. Nobody told me what to expect in labour. So I thought, right, I'll have her with me, you know, because it's her grandson from me. If I knew then what I knew now, it would have been a big no-no. Because she told me that apparently I told the anaesthetist when he was trying to put the anaesthetic in, sorry, the epidural in, I told him to fuck off. That wasn't the case.
I thought you said Dionysus.
I meant anaesthetist.
Weird sidetrack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you like talked about God. Like the god of hedonism came down and started giving me drugs when I was in labor.
And then I was swearing because, you know, you swear when you're in pain. And she turned around and said to the midwife, she goes, "Oh, I bet you've never had anyone swear as much as that before." And the midwives were like, "That's actually quite tame."
Yeah.
So, and then because my
like if someone tore through an opening on me, I would fucking scream.
Yeah. So when my eldest came home, she came round once because it was in the summer, and because I had a tear, I had to take it easy. And she turned around and said to me, "Oh, he's going to make a better parent than you." And she tried to brush it off as in saying, "Oh, he's going to be the one to, you know, be the strict one, and you're going to be the pushover." I'm like, "No, that's not what you meant."
First and foremost, like that dichotomy is wrong. I think. A lot of the people who are called like the pushover are actually just like tend to just listen to the kid and treat them as like actually.
Yeah. And then it's like, I can even remember she had the audacity to ask if with my eldest, if their dad was his dad. And I turned around and said to her, I says, "How dare you fucking ask me? You just have to look at them and you can tell they're father and son." And it's like, I can remember putting a post up on Facebook ages, like years ago, saying, "Oh, you've got 24 hours to ask me a question. I can only answer honestly." She messaged me saying, "Have you ever cheated on him?" I'm like, "No," because she was so obsessed with my dad cheating on her. He never did. He was working nights, for Christ's sake. Worked nights, came home and slept. And then it's like, as I said, when I was working, she would like make me pay 100 quid a week rent. And it's like, as I said, my dad never knew about this. Same with my sister. And, you know, me and my dad got in touch with each other last year. And, you know, I explained everything to him. And he apologized to me for not being there. And I says, "You've got nothing to apologize for." I says, "You didn't know this was going on." He goes, "But it was my job to protect you." And I says, "But you were working. You were providing for me." It's like, I didn't have a normal childhood like everyone else, where everyone else had like a PS1 and things like that. The closest I was allowed was a Game Boy. And I fucking love that Game Boy. I had amazing, because my granddad had his own stables. And so I'd go there. And, you know, being like a kid, I got messy. I got covered in paint, stuff like that. She fucking hit the roof when I came home covered in paint one day. And my dad was like, she's doing what kids do, having fun. Those stables were my escape from her. And I've literally just realised that now. And, you know, it's like, as I said, she accused me of being a drug addict. And to the point, she stripped me down to my underwear when I was 16 to look for needle tracks because she was obsessed with me injecting heroin.
I want her to get punched in the face.
Honestly, and it's like, as I said, she would put this persona on like, oh, I'm the doting mother and da-da-da-da-da. It's like, no, you're not. The fact that...
No, you're
I mean, the last time my kids saw her was 2018. And when I mentioned about the obsession with money, she lived in like this sheltered accommodation where elderly people like in their 50s, 60s onwards live in their own flat, but they've got like a cord they can pull for the manager if they need help. And so she was in charge of like the little lunch committee that they had. Well, no, she was in charge of looking after the money. And this was when Phoenix was still a baby, because she said, oh, I'm having Phoenix one day this week. I'm having middle one day the next week after, and then I'm having the oldest the third week. Day before she's supposed to have the oldest, I get a phone call from her saying, oh, I might not be able to have him tomorrow. And I'm like, why? And she goes, oh, I might be getting arrested. Just calling it as a cucumber. I'm like, wait, what? Turns out she had stolen £1,500 over time from this lunch kitty. And
oh my God.
Guess what she spent it on?
What?
Spaghetti.
No. Drugs.
Cigarettes.
Oh, even worse.
Yeah, so I could have understood if it was for bills or for food. Then I found out from my sister she did the same thing the year before for 750 quid. But because my Omar died 6 months after our brother, and we would use some money from the will, my sister said, I can lend it you on the condition that when we get Omar's money, you pay me back. And my mum was like, that's fine. And she tried worming her way in back with my sister. And eventually, my sister was close to caving when eventually she messaged my sister saying, I need money. Because my sister was torn. She goes, this is my mum at the end of the day. And when she saw the thing about I need money, and she's like, bingo, there it is. No, I'm cutting her off. And then when she tried to get my sister to lend her the money again, my sister was like, I haven't got the money. Even though she did. You know, she said, never ask me this again. So she then tried to borrow the money off me. It's like, no, I don't have that kind of money. So she was gently encouraged to move away. So she's now up in the Peak District, living a lonely life that she deserves.
Good. I almost accidentally put my ass as my background.
But this is what I mean.
I'm getting ready to do the...
Yeah.
I'm sorry. That was very mean of me. I'm going to... I'm just trying to figure out... I want something arty for my reading, so I'm trying to figure out the background.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's not like the films. Yeah. You can't choose your parents.
Yeah. Oh, and that's the thing as well. So... obviously, going back to Marie, because I didn't know what happened to... all I know that he got asked to move off of the estate. So a couple of years ago, I messaged her saying, you know, what happened to them? She's like, oh, I don't know, da-da-da-da-da. And then she's like, oh, I think they got sent to prison. And then she had the audacity to message me saying, what are you asking me this for? This is bringing up bad memories for me. And I'm like... how do you think I feel? I can't remember shit all from it. I just want some answers.
Yeah.
So this is the difference in the parents. So that was her response. And when I rang my dad to ask him about it, he was like, I'm so sorry. It was over 30 years ago. I can't remember.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't have minded if she said that. Or it's the same with my passport situation, because I've got to provide so much evidence because I wasn't born here. Her response, it's your fault. My dad's response, oh, if we'd known you were going through this trouble, we'd have got your passport as a child.
Good.
So it's like, why are you blaming somebody that when something was out of their control that you should have organised for me. It's like, I can remember when my sister turned 17, my mum older mother got her a provisional, paid for lessons. I'm like, why didn't you ever do that for me? She goes, you never showed interest in wanting to drive. I was like, but you never asked me.
Yeah.
You never said to me, oh, would you like to drive? And it's just like, well, you could have provided me, you could have given me something else to the same value. I mean, my pocket money was fucking laughable if I ever got it. Because again, as I said, she was just obsessed with money. And I found out from my brother-in-law, she would get things on hire purchase and tell my dad she got them in a sale, and then she wouldn't pay them.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, as Toren said, you can't choose your friends, but you can choose your family. And this saying that really pisses me off is blood is thicker than water.
Mm.
It's like my 4 close friends, they are literally my ride or dies. I know I can go to them about anything. And it's like one year, me and my best friend that I was on about earlier, we were at like a weekend festival thing for my birthday. Volder mother rings me up on the day of my birthday, put her on loudspeaker so Bestie could hear her. And even she said it was like literally talking to a stranger. You would not think that was my own mother wishing me a happy birthday. To the fact she couldn't even remember how old I was. It's like, how can you forget your child's age? You birthed me.
Mm.
Yeah.
And when I said to my dad, because as I said, we got in touch again last year, and this was after I found out his partner, his late partner, she was amazing. She was so lovely. He was the happiest in those 7 years that I'd ever seen him. And I said to him, I said, you know what? I wish she was my mum and not Voldemort. She like literally turned my dad's life around. Like, he was overweight. She managed to get him to lose all of that fucking weight by just walking the dogs every day. And things like that. And it's like she encouraged him to eat better. And as I said, because I said to him, I says, well, how did you two meet? And he goes, believe it or not, back then I was shy. And they got set up on a blind date. And when my dad got introduced to her sisters and brother, one sister turned around and said to my dad, keep an eye on her because she loves money. I'm like, yeah. Again, it's like if I knew then what I knew now, you know, I'm just glad I didn't turn out like her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like I've been open with the kids about her. Even the kids call her Voldemort. And my middle one calls me by my maiden name. I'm like, is that supposed to bother me? Because that's my dad's surname. And he goes, oh, it will remind you of your mother. I went, not really. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because I feel they deserve to know the truth as to why I don't keep in touch with her. I've never shied away. I've always been open with them about it. And it's just like, I'm just glad I've broken that cycle. And there's a book. Have you ever heard of the actress called Jenna McCurdy?
Vaguely.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad my mother's dead.
Yes. When I was reading that book, I was like, I resonated so hard with like the whole weight thing and things like that. And it's just like,
very funny. Very
it?
funny writer, by the way.
Yeah. And apparently it's being turned into a series with Jennifer Aniston.
Awesome.
Yeah. Oh.
But it's like, this is the theme I've noticed with narcissistic mothers. They're obsessed with the children's weight and money.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, I remember one of the very few times that my dad was actually an all right dad.
Yeah.
When the very first PlayStation 1 came out, I got that. Well, I had the Atari.
Yeah.
I had the Game Gear, the Mega Drive, and all of that.
Yeah.
Whenever he was hard up for money, or he needed a quick fix with his chosen drug, he would sell them.
Yeah.
It's like, okay.
That's fucking dumb.
I mean, it's like, do you remember, Toren, when we were kids, our grandparents would set up like a savings account and you could only go and get that out with like your little savings book from the bank?
Yeah.
So I can vaguely remember this, that Voldemort would prance me into the bank with her so she could take money out of the account that my granny had set up for me.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And so it's like, okay. And it's like, at the time, I think there was like 500 quid in it. And it's like, yeah, so basically you stole from your daughter and never paid. It's like if I needed anything, like if I needed to borrow money, she would give me this massive lecture about paying her back. But if she borrowed money, she would take her time paying it back. It's like,
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, you know, she is your mother. Of course, she doesn't have to pay back right away.
That's the classic of what I say, not I do.
Yeah, I mean, I can remember I needed a new fridge freezer. Mine packed up. She bought a new one, and like any other parent would have gone, "Oh, you can have it." No, she wanted money for her old fridge freezer. I'm like, why? You were only going to dump it anyway.
Yeah.
It's like with me, it's like,
well, you know.
Yeah. I mean, it's like with me, it's like with my oldest being at uni, it's like he quit his job in February because it was fucking up him mentally. And I don't blame him because he worked at the same place I did for a bit. And it's like, you know, anything he needed, I would give him the money for. It's like, he doesn't have to pay me back. Because that's my job as a parent, is to help my children.
Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't it? Like, yeah.
It's like with supporting Phoenix, when people say, oh, you're an amazing woman for supporting them. It's like, but that's my job as a parent, is to support my children. If I don't support my children, no matter what they do in life, as long as it's legal, as long as they're not unaliving people, as long as they're happy, they've got my full support.
Huh. Because you're not a fucking monster.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Ow.
It's like, I mean, you know, it's like...
Okay. I'm just never going to get this to work, so I'm just going to put a fucking brick wall here. Oh, it's going to be like open... Oh, no. Yeah, now it's like... spoken word. This is going to be great, because this is going to be spoken word, which means it's going to fucking suck. I don't know if you knew this about me. I fucking hate spoken word poetry.
So I think depending on what the spoken poetry is about, I quite enjoy it sometimes.
Yeah, but I think like it's not that I hate spoken word as a concept. It's just that I hate everyone who does it. Like that's a lot of my stuff. Me and boyfriend are planning to do a podcast, by the way. It's going to be called Club Genocide, and it's just going to be like him saying like, "Oh, you sent me this message once," and it's going to be me like angrily yelling at some group of people. It could be anything. It will probably like pedestrians, bus drivers. I don't know. Maybe I was angry at trans people that day, and it's like, so these are the people you want genocided. Why? And then it's just he's just going to let me run off with it. It's going to be the fucking biggest shit show ever. And because, as he says, like, you hate pretty much everyone, he says to me. And it's like, oh, lovely, thank you. I sound like such a pleasant person when you describe me. But no, but the interesting thing is that like your reasons for hating like entire swaths of people are never what you'd expect. Like, so that's yeah.
Listen, I hate people every day. There's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just people tend to piss me off because they do stupid shit.
I don't know if you know. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed this about Toren, about me, Toren, but I kind of over-explain literally everything about myself all the time. Like it's, I don't know if it's like self-improvement or just like absolute psychosis. I'm going to start reading my shit now, if that's okay for you.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, this is Signal, the Virtuous Rifleman of the All... Fucking hell, why do I give this title? Signal, the Virtuous Rifleman of the Allied Forces of the Tranny Army. Yeah, this is not a story. This is not an essay. This is not one thing at all. But 1,000 tiny threads to be unspooled and laid bare. Some of them short, wrapped up and dealt with right now in this text. Others just the start of another, much longer much more complex than anything, much more stupid story that I will tell another day. But for now, picture this first thread coming unspooled, and it's about kids. To be more precise, it is a scene from Larry Clark's controversial film Kids is playing on the old CRT television set. My friend has set up in the kind of sort of living room area of the flat he's renting to use as a music studio for producing his solo debut. Realizing at this time either something early, releasing at the time of this memory, either sometime early next year or sometime later this year. But right now I can't tell you if this is happening in later December or earlier January. And it doesn't matter anyway. And I'm just standing here in the middle of this room, staring at the television screen, only lifting my eyes from the classic feel-bad film to check the digital numbers counting up on the little rectangular display on the VHS player hooked up to the TV. And on the VHS player, they open the box for Kids, empty of course, and the tape is being run through the VHS player. And I am no more than halfway aware of the man I have right in front of me, looking at me, smiling, his hand still halfway towards mine, still experiencing the final fractions of an uncomfortable handshake, having just introduced himself as a name I did not hear and do not remember. And me, I am so not here, I can't even tell you which of the names I just used to introduce myself, because if I don't focus all my energy on Kids, I'm going to have to acknowledge the question I know he is about to ask before he even starts asking it, and that will make me stab him to death with a broken glass bottle of holy water I am fingering with my hand in my pocket right now, as some kind of meditation, as if I thought the holy water would actually exorcise this fucking whore from my life, preferably from life altogether. And I know this is the question he will ask me, because the only time someone has that smug fucking look of satisfaction on their face is when they get to prove to a marginalized group that they are the best ally ever. And so he clears his throat, and then each word moving at me in slow motion, he sets to ask me the question he will then proceed to not ask a single other soul in this fucking place. Because he already knows, because he can take a wild fucking guess with all of them, but with me, no. And when I finally hear him ask it, I look at him in stunned silence for a few seconds, awoken from my despondency, and I smile at him and sort of act in a way that makes him think he should lean in closer. And as we are standing almost face to face, I take in as much air as my lungs can fill, and then I scream every single second of air I have in my lungs back at him, back in his face. Before going quiet again, and now all of us, every one of the 15 to 20 people here tonight, to watch my close friend play his gig, all quiet, listening, watching what the fuck is going on. And after a few seconds of silently staring right into his eyes, I ask the room to please raise their hands and now I am pointing at the whore, saying, "This dumb whore." Asked anyone else what is their preferred pronouns, or just those who deem clocky enough to be certain they are trannies. No one does. I tell him, I hate you so fucking much. Then I leave him there as I'm going to the bathroom, because right now I need cocaine like I've never needed it before. After snorting the lines of coke and speed, I stare at myself in the mirror and I begin laughing hysterically until I stop. When I exit the bathroom, the whore has left the building and went home. And as my close friend tells me this, I hear myself responding to it with, "Good, I hope he fucking dies." And there is nothing else to this story, because it is just that. It was just that. Just a moment of snapping on my part, telling an ally I hate them and telling my friend I wish they would die. Honestly, if I wasn't the main character, I would probably get sued by whoever doesn't want to be portrayed like the worst person ever, whoever it was about, whether fictive or not. Or if I was the main character but not the writer, I would definitely sue someone over defamation for this story. Whoever wins, I will lose the battle, and that's the takeaway, right? But the takeaway from that is not that I was the villain acting inappropriately, because frankly, I handled that worthless whore with all the care one should have when handling worthless whores. In fact, with more care than I would ever treat a dumb whore of the honest transphobe variety, if only because then nobody could misconstrue this into a story where I play the villain. And this is, in fact, not the story of me being the villain. This is not a story of me acting like a fucking cunt to a stranger, but a story of me refusing to get bullied into patting people on the back for doing either the bare minimum or actively harmful bullshit that only serves to make themselves feel better. Or, if you will, they are just being regular old allies, right? Because targeting up one person you deem as trans enough, only asking them for their pronouns, is shit they think should get applauded for doing. And that would be wrong if the trans person they clocked, and it would be wrong for the trans person they clocked to clock them back with a fist in their worthless whore face. And if you ever find yourself targeted and signaled by these virtuous riflemen of the Allied forces, know that any milder reaction than at the very least a mean-spirited laughter in their face followed by an imperative for them to goggle horse gum is nothing but allowing, indulging, even encouraging bad behavior. And it will harm other trans people that you didn't put your fucking foot down to the ally. Trans people whose heads aren't so far up their asses that you could lick their own tonsils, thinking they're doing a good job by joining forces with not actual allies or whatever, but psychotic fucking tranny allowers, as in they allow your existence as long as you know you fucking suck, you know you fucking place, and make sure that never step out of line, and know that it won't end up worth more than a few seconds or before you go into the oven. Once they've gotten all the other trannies who didn't sacrifice their self-respect in their face of quietly letting genocide of themselves play out. I fight to win, not compromise my existence. I do not do this because I want a simple outcome. I do it because I want a good outcome, the correct outcome, the outcome that won't have people behaving like lapdogs for the SS because it won't get them sent to camp. If winning means sacrificing everything I stand for, then I haven't won it all. I would rather have my side lose than that, because whatever win we will get will forever be used to hinder further progress. That is what all the Brianna Woos in the world of fucking understand. You cannot win this by hoping for the mercy of those who will see you punished for not licking the shit off their feet. And for that punishment to be to strip you naked and tossed out into the city square in -°C, to freeze to death in public view of all those people who thought they had the right to not eat shit. Fuck you, fuck all of you. I do not play this game to win favor amongst people. I would consider it me doing them a favor so huge it would be fucking granting a wish from God to blow their brains out. I do not want the respect of those I don't respect. I do not want to placate trans folk by making myself a good little pet for them to use as a sledgehammer against the other. If Brianna fucking Wu had any self-respect, she would live stream herself with a fucking gun in her mouth. And it would... I will not behave like a good little whore and swallow the cock of wannabe Nazis who couldn't even figure out that literally the only thing the Nazis had actually working for them was that they had a sense of aesthetic that didn't start and end with making yourself look like Andy Warhol birthed you from his asshole after getting butt-fucked by an inbred Marilyn Monroe, and dialing up the bloom filter until you're Jeff the fucking killer. And you thought, no, fuck that. I think we should take this thing instead, and then picking up genocidal psychopathy. Put that back down, you geriatric motherfucker. Because trust me, when you fall, you will not be getting back up. And so maybe buy yourself some good graces here, or do you really want to model yourself after the regurgitated bullshit of the psychotic mass murderers? All of them ended their own lives like cowards because they couldn't face what they had done. If I was a man with only one testicle, I would make sure not to behave in such a way where every generation living or becoming will forever have to ask themselves if I had any at all. But as much as I hate all of them, the one I hate the most is still you, ally. No, this is not a joke, by the way. This is not satire. This is not my truth. My absolute genuine truth, which is that when I hear someone call themselves an ally, unless I know the person first, it makes me raise my guard as soon as I am close enough to them to be tormented by the sanctimonious fucking bullshit. If I can hear their breath, I will hold mine because I don't want the toxic sludge to go into my lungs. I do not trust them to discuss the topics. I do not trust them to not placating and calling it agreeing to disagreeing with their opponents. I do not trust them to not treat the lives of those they call friends as a debate topic. those they claim to be allies to fight for. I am not a topic for I am not a topic for your circle jerking fucking debate club, you pretentious fucking dickhead. And using TERFs as opponents just to get an easy win because they're the most brainless fuckwits since the creationists is a coward's move. And when I see you treat them as if they deserved respect or to be met as an equal, I know you would sell me out the second you heard me tell the TERF to kill themselves for the first time. I would have to be sacrificed for the sake of the community, for the movement to prosper. Because I am too vile, too vitriolic. I know better, you will say, and you will feel so fucking good about yourself. Someone who hadn't read up on the law once told me that when they actually do take me up on that, when they kill themselves, maybe then I will think twice before I tell anyone to do that again. Because I don't want that to happen to anyone. Yes, I do. It's not joking about suicide, some will say. It's nothing to joke about, some will say. And I don't really agree with suicide never being a topic for humor. It can be funny as fuck, but no, I would never tell a stranger to kill himself because of a joke. And I don't joke when I say it to TERFs. I genuinely think they should. I think that would make the world better. I'm not being funny, you fucking troglodyte. I'm being precise. J.K. Rowling would make the world a better place by putting a noose around her fucking neck and jumping off somewhere high. It's not funny because it's so over the top. And it's not funny because I'm not telling you a fucking joke. I'm telling you how I think she can make the world a genuinely better place. Because right now her existence is enough to make things worse and exponentially every time she opens her fucking mouth. And I blame you. Yes, you, ally. You and all your ilk. And you are all to blame for this. This is all your fault. I'm not joking. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm furious. I'm so angry I want to fucking scream about it. Because you saw someone telling people to fuck off for wanting them dead, and then you saw the people smiling and wanting them dead, talking in soft, cute voices as they make fun of the parents of murdered children. And you were on the side of those speaking evil thoughts, a shade of pink. Are you fucking 5 years old? Did you have your brains fucked to scrambles before opening your fucking mouth? Is your stomach so full of hate-monger cum that you can't imagine not everyone loving the taste of subjugation? You say you're on our side, yet you yell at us for being angry when transphobes tell the parents of the children dead. You say you're on our side, yet you yell at us for being angry when transphobes tell the parents of the children dead because of the transphobes' rhetoric that their daughter was a sick pervert, a man, that she deserved it all the while refusing to accept it as a hate crime. To accept as a hate crime what was a hate crime? To accept as a hate crime what was a crime where the main motivation was clearly one of hate, because they didn't call the victim tranny enough times to justify charging them for the crime they actually fucking committed instead of mitigating fucking bullshit excuses for the murderers of the child. Not didn't say anything transphobic at all during the attack, by the way. Not had a clear motive that wasn't due to hate, but not enough. As in, they hated her for being trans, but not so much that it should be seen as anything other than a reasonable conjecture from concerned citizens. They didn't hate trans people enough for it to be a hate crime. So when they called the girl they murder a tranny, that is acceptable levels of hate against trans people. And for this, ally, I blame you. This is all your fault, ally. There will be no third act plot twist in this text, by the way, where I reveal I have been scapegoating you, because that would require you, ally, to not be the one to blame. But you are the worst kind of scum, ally. I hate you from the bottom of my heart. I hate you for the rest of my days and beyond. You make me fucking sick. Do not expect to be excused by them for this, because you can't do anything to convince me at this point that you're not the most dangerous one of them all. Because I've been in the final destination of your concern trolling. I've seen it play out time and time again in different groups in different ways, but it's always the one who pretends to care who ruins everything. You are poison. You will never be forgiven. For what you have done is truly unforgivable. You use being a good person as a way to feel good about your person. You will always be ready to defend trans people with civility. But why are you so desperate to meet with civility those who have none to offer themselves? Then you will turn to me and tell me I am too much, I'm being too mean, I'm too vile, I'm the reason for trans people being murdered. Do you know how many times people have told me that? Do you know how many allies I have made to turn their backs on me and agree with the TERFs I'm arguing with? Do you know how many times I've been told to sit down, shut up, and just be thankful that someone is there to be an ally, as if I fucking needed you, as if I fucking wanted you, as if you are not a fucking rotten to the core. All you do is allow transphobes to fester. You allow the cultural, political, and rhetorical climates to be adjusted to fit the words of death they spin for you. And you cannot hear anything but a cooing. You are pathetic. And you're not an ally, and you're not any ally of mine. Ally of mine. No one is. No one will ever be. You can be my friend. You can be on my side, in my corner. But no, you're not my ally. This is not a fight we go into as allies. This is me fighting for my fucking life. It's you fighting for my fucking life. And the second I see you as an ally in that fight, I see you as on equal footing. And because of that, I give you the ability to say to me that what I should do when I am fighting for my fucking life in a world that wants it to end. You say I'm being dramatic. No, fuck you. You're the one who hides its true intentions to feel good about yourself, you fucking coward. And me refusing you as an ally has always been met with you still claiming yourself to be my ally, as if that is a good thing to do. I don't want you as an ally. I want you as a fucking person who can comprehend that the soft voices are lying. And that's why I'm fucking angry when I tell them I want them dead. It's because they have made it. And when I tell them that I want them dead, it's because they have made it fucking clear that they want the same of me. They're just too chicken shit to admit it. I want you as someone I can trust, not to turn into a piece of fucking garbage the second I don't uphold your unreasonable standard for trans people. I do not speak for all trans people, but I do not care to do so either, and I wouldn't be able to if I tried. But I speak for me. I won't see you as my ally. I don't like the idea of allies. I don't want allies because I don't want this to be a war we're fighting side by side. I don't want you to care about it as much as I do because I need you to not sometimes. I need you to let me rest. I don't want to hear about how you shut down that transphobe. I don't want to have to tell you my fucking pronouns. I don't want to be the water where you can test your mildly psychotic transphobic joke that you can't totally pull off without sounding like a transphobic sure thing. I just want you to leave me the fuck alone so I can rest. Or can you just be normal? Just don't tell me you want trans energy in the girl group that you invited me to. Don't ask me weird questions about weird invasive things. Don't expect me to play nice against genocide. That's not being an ally. It's being a fucking human being. Would you let me be one as well? And that is not just all. One day we will be back here. This is not even one topic, but so many strings of thoughts entangled, not one by one, but in group. That is what this is. This is not closure. This is not an ending. This is unspooling. This is a 22 short films about hatred, and we haven't even started yet. And one day, maybe soon, we'll be back here because there is no way in hell, ally, that you're going to learn how to behave like a functional fucking adult for once. But seriously, dude, for now, you need to leave because I just want to see if Larry Clark's controversial film Kids, with a screenplay written by Harmony Korine, holds up because I haven't seen it since I was a kid myself. And you are kind of weirding me out by how you looked at me coming through that door. Don't worry, ally. You can leave now. Please do. That is that. The end, by the way.
That was actually once again, that was really well written. And well read as well.
Thank you. Thank you. It's
so you should do a podcast. You should do a podcast reading stories. But not your normal typical
but then I have to then I have to write it. The fact that I've written to these both, I'm proud of myself for that.
You should
be. Toren, are you surprised I actually did this? Because I am.
No.
But I didn't want. I had a part there first, in there somewhere, where I made certain things clear.
Mm-hmm.
Where I was like, who this is aiming for, who this is blah 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 blah. That was cowardice. First of all was because I don't maybe somewhere in the back of my head. Wait, I'm kind of reading this to cis people, and I'm telling them if I read it wrong, it's going to sound like I'm telling them to fuck off and die, basically. Then there would be cause of. It's I knew you're intelligent people as well, but it's kind of the whole thing hinges on the whole ally bit. But I'm there's very specific things, and also just in general, not really. I find it a hard term for me to understand, really. But other than that, on a personal level, this is what I so many times there's been. Oh, you should be thankful for me. All trans people have done it as well, you fucking Queen Regent of Nothing that I fought with in the winter. I find it weird to be told off like that. But thank you for listening and indulging. I didn't know that also had like. I haven't read these through, by the way. Like, I knew the first one had a lot of like sentences. Like I write in a way that is like I'm speaking. Like it's more convoluted. It's very like convoluted sentences and always like. I use the negation a lot. Like truth and lies aren't the opposites, but it's truth and untruth and stuff like that. And like I make the most least clear wordings I can come up with. But like the whole that it's written with some kind of melody, I didn't know that, and like a beat, I didn't know that until I read it through now. Actually, which was fun. And I don't really write like that in Swedish, by the way.
How do you write in Swedish then?
That's like specific English. Okay, honestly, I don't really know how I write in Swedish because I only write characters in Swedish. I realize. And one of these days, I am going to read the first chapter to my book.
Yeah.
And,
Well,
like,
yeah.
Anyone out there? Because like I'm going to ask, Toren, Nerdy, did you feel at all to be the target for the criticism I had there?
No.
No.
Oh, no. So that means also that I can absolutely say this without having a shadow of doubt. Anyone out there who felt themselves the target of that should feel themselves the target of that. That's who you it's for. And like I get why you ask someone like, what are your pronouns? Like I don't mind that. I mind I see the fucking look that they get when they see it.
Yeah. Yeah, because for some reason people seem to not be able to get their head around pronouns. So of course they're going to be
if
weird
you're
about it.
wrong, I'm gonna correct you.
Like, and not just that, but they use pronouns in everyday language and they go, oh, they're off to the shop. It's like, that's a pronoun, babe.
Yeah, exactly. And like, I genuinely think like the best way to do it is try. And like, if you don't correct after the first one, fuck you. Get a throat punch. I don't care. But like, if you like, I've never actually met the trans person who is genuinely offended at having someone assume. I've met people who think it's a bit problematic to do so, yes, but I've never met like everyone I've ever met has understood it. Because it's like, yeah, that's kind of how society has functioned for thousands of years. Does that mean it's good? No, but it means that it's like a pattern that is hard to break. But yeah, so I was going to say, like, when I started writing this, I thought this would be cheerier because I like did the whole like start with the kids thing. And it's like, this is kind of funny. This is kind of funny, actually. Like, I scream and then I go do coke laughing hysterically. And it's like, no, what I'm having there is a psychotic fucking episode. Oh, yeah. And also, like, then the rest of it just came and the whole.
It just flowed.
I realized that I could get myself very, very angry while writing it. I wasn't angry when I read it now. I don't know how I sounded. But, like, when I wrote it, I actually had to get myself genuinely angry to get where I was. And now I got very like, is this going to be this taxing every week?
No. I think because we've gone through quite an emotional one tonight. And I think...
Yeah, I just mean...
yeah.
But I am still like... this is the second time I do it, like the reading part of it. And it is very much stuff that I don't like talking about. Like I don't think it's fun. I want to like I say, I want rest, but I've kind of been giving myself that rest for 3 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
My boyfriend did once call what I write a spoken word poetry by anything but name, and I was the biggest insult I've ever done. And I was completely understanding.
I mean, you've got a way with words, and the writing and the way you read it just flows naturally. And I think it would be very weird if somebody else read. Oh, she's gone.
Yeah. I don't know if you've noticed, but I haven't had any issues.
You've been using your mobile?
No, I'm on my iPad.
Oh. Have you moved positions?
No, I'm still in the same spot.
Weird.
But yeah, I've had no issues. Not one.
That's so bizarre.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a ghost.
Oh, she's back.
Ah, there she is.
Hey. What were you saying? I'm sorry.
I was saying, because of the way you write and read, I think if anyone read your work, it wouldn't be the same, if that makes sense.
No, I think that's why, because like in Swedish, I tend to write books. Like, but like, it's no, I'm the only one. My boyfriend can actually read my writing. Like, other than that, I've never had anyone be able to do it. Like, I can barely do it sometimes, though. Like, I stumble over my words constantly when I write it, because I write it as convoluted as I can. But it's a thing where I do. I have a theory of truth, and that is that I want to find wherever something breaks, like wherever, like if we say we have the idea that you're not, I'm not supposed to do something, or like let's say. You're not supposed to. Okay, two people go home after a party. They're going to fuck, and one is like, "You're not going to slap me in the face tonight. Like, I have a headache. You're not going to do it." And then that means no, that's not going to happen. It happens anyway, because in the heat of the moment, it happens once, and that time, the face of the person being hit explodes in a volcano of blood. Then they have a talk about it. And like the person being hit is okay, because the person who hit clearly reacted to what they did with a, what the fuck did I just do? Fuck, I'm sorry, I wasn't supposed to. That's fucked. I'm sorry. We need to take care of this now. And I'm not going to focus on my little issue that I'm having in my brain here. So that person takes care of the partner and then goes and like figures out what the fuck went wrong, because that person has never crossed a boundary before. Then, for example, in this completely made-up hypothetical example that wasn't taken from real life at all, that person might think something like, "I was supposed to not, so anything other than not would be wrong." Like, okay, so I'm not. I don't know how this would turn out this video. So, not. And then eventually you just hit a point where language starts to fucking break down, and that's where I can find my truth.
Yeah.
So that's why I write the way that I do. I just try to find a point where everything breaks, and that's where I tend to reach some kind of conclusion.
Yeah. But it works. So
exactly.
Also, my boyfriend says that I continue sentences for one fragment to longer than one expects. Like it's like one phrase in there that should have ended there, but it didn't. So, but I don't know. I also just call it amphetamines. But thank you for letting me do this little experiment.
No, that's fine. I'm sure you'll do another one next week. I'm sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I have a document with this. I even have like two tabs on that document. One which is like things I'm doing, and one is things I've done.
Yeah, awesome.
Hmm.
This is the first time I've ever been organized in anything.
Are you feeling
Oh,
okay,
see,
Matt?
you see my little... Sorry?
So, are you feeling okay being organised?
I feel I would prefer not to. Like, I would prefer to. No, but I would prefer to be able to do this the same way that I've done all my other chaos. Like
Yeah.
my life has. But if I, the whole thing is that I'm going to have to force myself through this whole little process of actually talking about this. Like I've had a podcast for 2 years where I'm technically supposed to talk about like trans issues and stuff, and like I do, but I don't really like get to that. And it's been good. Like that's why I've been able to do it now at all. But like, yeah, I kind of want to be able to not see myself as broken, you know.
Yeah. And it will take time. It's a journey.
Yeah, and I just need to like find every single person and group who I can blame it all on, blame all my issues on. Like that's last time it was. What the fuck was that? Oh yeah, last time it was people who believed that I wanted to be trans, and like this time it was people who want to help me. I was kidding. They don't want to help you. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say the title is a reference to a Say Anything song that is called Signal the Rifleman, and it's fucking brilliant. Yeah.
But no, you definitely have a way with words. I couldn't write anything as eloquently as that, to be honest.
I mean, it is also. I mean, eloquent is also a text where, like, I asked if they've had so much hate monger cum in the stomach that they love the taste of subjugation. It's like it's elegant, but it's also very, 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 very scatological and childish.
Yeah.
But I don't know how to be it any other way, actually.
But this is the thing, though. If you find that that's helping you, then, you know, as you said, it's taxing, but you have to force yourself to do it, because otherwise, how else are you going to get over it, if that makes sense?
Yeah, and also like that's the way that my brain works. Like I think in those. Like it's not. I don't try to come up with a weird little like. What I try to do is I try to find the fucking red.
Yeah.
Like where's the thin red line in this? Where's the fucking plot? What the fuck is this about? And it takes a while to get there because I start writing from a point and then I go everywhere and eventually I go back to the beginning of them. And I figure out what I was doing. But like the way there is very, very dark for me. I don't know where I'm going. I have no plan when I do this. But the whole like sweariness and the metaphors and stuff that flows naturally for me very much. Structure hard as shit. Getting started impossible actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of write it all out as it happens. Like there's no specifics to it. Like if it needs reorganizing, then I'll do it.
But Nerdy, was that poem you, by the way? Toren,
No,
your
it
mic.
wasn't. No, I wish I could write that poetically. No, it's a poem I found in a group I'm in.
Oh, cool. Lovely. Either way, Toren, your
I
mic.
can't write poems for shit. I will be honest.
Me neither. Lyricism like poetry that never works for me. I want to be able to, because I want to write some short form stuff. But like, whenever I come up with a rhyme, I feel like a fucking idiot. Basically.
Can you hear me
Toren, you
now?
were saying something. Yeah, now I can hear.
Yeah, you're flipping muting me again. Yeah, as I was
What
saying,
weird. Yeah.
when I write it all down, and then if I need to reorganize, restructure it, then I will.
Yeah.
But more often than not, I don't.
Mm.
It is what it is.
Yeah. I pluck out typos. Maybe not when I do this shit. Like these. Holy shit. Holy shit. Sometimes when I stumble over my words when I read these, it's just because the typo is so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't edit these really because like I don't not because I think they're perfect or anything. They're very much not. The whole point is that they are kind of broken. But I hate editing so fucking much. Like writing my book took me 6 months.
Wow.
And like most of that writing was done during 2 days where I wrote 100 pages of the 185 pages. Editing my book has taken me since 2022.
Wow.
That's when I finished that fucking book. And now it's getting translated to English. I've read half of it now in English, and it's like it's my favorite book ever. I haven't been able to realize that when I read it in Swedish because it's like, oh, it's my words. Like, no, of course I'm going to like it.
Yeah.
But like reading my boyfriend's translation of it makes me realize that fuck me, I really did write one of my favorite books. Like I wrote exactly what I wanted to read, and I'm going to force it upon both of you, but just so you know.
Oh no, how am I going to cope?
You can more than lovely. It would be more than lovely if you would take the first translation and just like, hey, this does not sound right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know what you mean.
Speaking of books,
Yeah.
I'll share it next week because we're going to be wrapping up soon. I found three.
I mean, I'm on summer's break.
I found because I finally moved in to my old bedroom today.
Yeah.
I found 3 magazines I wrote for on a voluntary basis for mental health. So I'll share those next week.
Nice, I look
I
forward
would
to it.
love that. I found my own old porn magazines, but like, I did not write for them. I just had a period. I just had a period a while back where I wanted to see if I could still jerk off to like magazines.
Yeah.
Never change, Max.
I couldn't even if I tried.
Good.
This is locked in now, ladies. This is a fucking mess, but a beautiful mess. That is actually my Tinder bio currently. Is a beautiful catastrophe.
Love it.
Yeah.
What before that, I think I had the creator and the destroyer. And I've also had like what the fuck? There was something that it was really good. Oh fuck it. Can't remember it. I've said it in the like I've been. I'm going to. I have been dating for a while. That's been so weird. I don't think I've seen anyone since like the festival I was to.
Yeah.
Yeah. It. Speaking of Tinder, like
I love when you do these because I never know where you're going. Yeah, you're on Tinder. Nice.
I thought I'd test the waters, as they say.
It's my favorite waters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a storm brewing.
I mean, I'm not expecting anything because I've been single for probably almost 10 years at this point. So
Yeah.
I'm not expecting anything. If something happens, something happens. If it doesn't, I don't really give a fuck.
No, but like, it's always good. Like that is the best way to go about it. Really.
Yeah.
Like I've never wanted a relationship at all. Like that's not something that I look for. It's not something that I aim for. The relationships I happen to end up in are oftentimes like I appreciate it because I start loving them, and then I want to be with them. But like, I am still a fucking stray though. But you know,
Yeah.
But like going in expecting to have a good day, like expecting it to be good. First and foremost, it sets you up for failure basically because you get nervous and stuff. Like I don't know if this is noticeable here, but I'm a very socially fucking awkward person. And like if I had to like care, like I want to have a good time and I want to talk to them, but like, and if you don't expect anything, then you can see a date turn fucking awful and just decide to let's see where this is going and not be disappointed because it's still an adventure. Like that's what I do. I've had like some of my best dates have been the worst ones. I once had someone who constantly tried to convince me to break up with my boyfriend. I had another. It's like, are you a monogamous person? Why did you? But like when you decide for real, like I'm going to marry him. Don't worry about that. Like we're not going to. Like also, basically everything about my Tinder profile screams I just want to fucking run away. So I don't know what the fuck you're getting at here. And also like the one who tried to get me to stop smoking because I don't want to kiss an ashtray. Ashtray. Not an ashtray. I want to kiss an ashtray. But like I don't want to kiss an ashtray. And it's like, okay, yeah, I get it. You don't want to, but maybe don't go on a date with someone who has
when you know they're a smoker.
Yeah, like I smoke on all my pictures, and my bio does say smokes nearly constantly because I do when I'm outside. Yeah, and I don't want them to get into that. Like, yeah, but like I thought you were going to quit for me, and it's like, yeah, stranger who I'm meeting at this weird bar, who I'm taking you to because this is the only place where I've gotten threatened by a knife 3 times. Like, yeah, do I sound like a fucking catch to you? I have this bar around in Stockholm where I've been. It's the only place in the world where different people at all time have held a knife to me and threatened my life, and it's a fucking wonderful bar. It's always like there's a punch ready to fly at any time in that place. I once saw a fucking security guard throw a patron through a table at that place. It was like watching wrestling. It's like this is the worst place ever. I love it. And I'm not going to say the name because I don't want to get fucking sued. But if you ever come into Sweden, if either of you ever come to Sweden, hit me up and we'll go there.
Oh, definitely.
Like the people there are nice. It's just that like it's the worst.
Yeah. I've been to a few pubs where something like that happened.
Yeah, called Thurland.
Yeah.
Sorry.
My old pub that I used to work at, it's like exactly how you described it, but a lot worse than that. It's basically one of those pubs that everybody in Nottingham tends to avoid because of its reputation.
I love that.
Honestly, it's bad.
Yeah. No. I'm not saying there's no doubt in my mind that it's terrible and that it would be awful to be there. I just like. Personal safety or comfort isn't really arguments for me. I'm driven by something else. It's more entertainment things. As my boyfriend once said, your pathological need to constantly entertain yourself will be your downfall.
Yeah. No, I get that one.
And it's like it's not that I don't like being this company. I don't like being in weird situations, really. But it's just like there's something in me that's like. Yeah, let's do it. Let's see what this ends up. And then the one part of my brain is like, I know where this ends up. It ends up with you in the back of a trunk, like locked in, because someone is going to take your fucking skin away from you. But then the other part of my brain is like, yeah, but what if they're hot and have a big? Like I could live in a hole.
It's kind of like this might exist in Sweden, but it's like this thing over here, like the bad boy aesthetic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the bad boy.
Yeah. Sorry? Yeah, I still haven't met a bad boy who's can like out fuckery me. That's what I'm looking for. Boyfriend is very close though. Like that person has no fucking. It's so fucking brilliantly chaotic. He once just came into the room because I drink Red Bulls to like don't know why, don't like it. But I started doing it when a character I was writing did it, so I had it in my mind. And he just like comes in all of a sudden and like, hey, think fast, and throws a fucking Red Bull can right at my head. As a joke, by the way, it wasn't. It's not up here. Funny fucker.
Yeah,
I think all drugs just went out of me at the same time. I'm fucking knackered.
Yeah. No, but yeah. But I mean,
Remember? Yeah.
Shall
we cut it? Not cut it. Like call it a night.
Yeah, because we're 3 hours and 21 minutes in. So I think.
Remember when these episodes could be like half an hour?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not missing those days. I like this. I like the new form.
Yeah, we're gonna be.
Also, like if I want them to be half an hour, maybe I shouldn't be reading for half an hour anyway. So like it's not like it's not my fault.
Yeah, I mean we're gonna be going live every week permanently now anyway. So because
it
why
is
not?
A good thing.
Yeah,
like I like it. I like it. It makes also makes you can do weird shit.
Yeah. So yeah, you can look forward to seeing us three again next week. I have no idea what we're going to talk about, but you know, come and find out.
I literally wrote
we'll
this one today, so I'm probably going to write it down as well. So I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
We'll see. I'm going to find a better background. I wanted to like I've done a cool drawing of like a shadow person. I wanted that.
Yeah. I'm sure you will come up with something.
Yeah.
No. As a background.
Yeah. If I don't, I'm just going to show you as I eat 60 eggs.
Yeah. Yeah. So that will be it from us, guys.
Yeah.
Hope you enjoyed this one. If you're watching this on the replay, then do let us. Then do share your thoughts. Let us know what you thought on all of that.
If you're watching this before we record them, then please tell me how.
Yeah.
They have a time traveling machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, are you the doctor?
Yeah. Thing is, so here's a question: if you could use anything for a time traveling device, what would it be?
I mean, you know what, my code. I'm going to try to find a better answer to that one, but that was fucking hell. My brain is correctly. A VHS camera.
Yeah.
I like the aesthetics of it.
Good answer.
Like, I don't know, you know this. I know Toren. I've mentioned. Like, as we're doing this, I'm not actually just watching you on my computer screen, but I also have like it's connected to a CRT monitor with a. I record these on VHS, by the way.
Cool.
As we're doing them, like it's
Yeah. What would I do? Let me think. I would kill.
No, what would you
Julius-
use as a time traveling machine?
What
Yeah.
do you think I said, Toren?
Hey.
What
What
would
did
you
you think
do
I
with a
said?
time
Well,
traveling machine?
Yeah, you said time traveling, so I'm just thinking.
Yeah, you
what
just went,
country.
I would kill.
No, I think like because Nerdy meant like what would your time travel device be? Like mine would be a VHS camera.
Yeah.
Oh. I went all. Out of. What would
I
do?
love how ready you had that, though.
See the concentration on his face, the clock's ticking.
You can say
What
who
would
you
I
wanted to
do?
kill.
That-
So, like,
I wouldn't do
I would not try.
VHS. I'd probably use my granddad's 1950s camera.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
But like the VHS is a thing because like that puts me in a time and space. Like I
Yeah.
cannot travel back further. I would feel like that would be weird. Like travel via VHS to the 1800s. No, which means that I'm born in 1992. Like VHS are kind of like not really new, but like they're still like getting bigger. So they're getting bigger, bigger, bigger. Chances are I'm never before my birth, and I would never do that. Because I'm not a fucking idiot who wants to commit accidental temporal suicide by doing one thing differently so that I'm never born. And I want to make sure that I can't. Like, you know, the butterfly effect? Yeah. How
Yeah.
many tries would you do until you do the thing that kills you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm trying to stop myself from doing that. It's the same thing. It was like I would never use a teleporter device.
Yeah.
Because it would require me to be disintegrated first. Like I don't care if you put it back together. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
I can cut up a person as well. If I freaking glue them back together, it doesn't mean that they're alive.
Yeah.
Trust me, it's never worked.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, if you're in the comments, answer that question.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, so yeah.
Next time, I'm going to ask the question: who would you fuck if you could travel through time?
Ooh, that's a good one.
And just remember that this is how Fry from Futurama became his own grandfather.
Yeah.
Fuck, I love that show.
I don't know about that one. I might have to think about it.
Well, Max did say it was a question for next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, there might be an avoid.
Think of an answer that isn't fucking weird and creepy.
Yeah.
What would yours be, by the way, Nutty?
What, a time traveling device?
Yeah.
Would have to be my desk with my keyboard.
Cool. I get it. I would do. Oh, the time traveling bang bus.
What?
That is a good idea for a skit.
Or a bed
bang
like
bus
bed
with-
knobs and broomsticks.
Oh, yeah. But that's like, I've never seen that film. It's a film, right? It's a film.
Yeah.
I've never seen the film, but I saw the trailer for that film like 1,000 times because it was on a VHS we had. And like, I had this weird thing when I was a kid when I didn't get the trailers were for real films for some reason.
But no, you should watch it. It's a good film.
I believe you. Like I've been wanting to do it, but like I also did want to watch Shitty Shitty Bang Bang for a long time, and then I did, and like the child catcher was fucking me up.
Yeah, that's Nigel Farage.
And I don't want another child catcher incident.
Yeah.
Is
No,
there
there's
child
definitely
catcher in one of the?
Yeah, there's no child catchers in bed knobs and broomsticks. So you're safe on that
Yeah,
one.
but you know what I mean, like that type of like
Yeah.
existential angst that suddenly pops up in children's films, like in Casper Meets Wendy, for example, when all of a sudden
Yeah.
they have the magic abyss, and
Yeah.
it's like, she won't die. She will be thrown into it and live forever. And it's like, oh yeah, that was a concept that I didn't know about until I was 6 years old and saw that film, and ended up waking up screaming about the magic abyss. I think it was my first existential panic.
Yeah, that they were meant to do a they were meant to remake Casper
Were they?
years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, but they couldn't get they couldn't get any like parents to sign off on killing the child
No.
To be honest, I'm glad they didn't because I like the Christina Ricci version.
to make it the ghost.
Yeah. I know that they're bringing out.
I thought you were going to say, I know that they didn't kill an actual child for Casper. It's like, yeah, good.
I know that they are bringing out a third Hocus Pocus.
See,
Still haven't seen the
I
second
was
one.
heartbroken to find out
The
that
first one
Bette
is weirdly
Midler's a
horny.
turf.
Sorry?
Bette Midler's a turf. I was heartbroken.
Yeah, well, still, Sarah
I
Jessica
love
Parker
her
is the one that I like the least
purpose.
of them. So I don't know what
Yeah.
that fuck does with me.
Yeah.
I think I just dislike Sarah Jessica Parker because I've seen all of Sex and the City.
Mm.
I fucking
Yeah.
hate Carrie. But like, yeah, but yeah, you know, a lot of like it is sad when that happens, and it's like, oh wait, didn't I think you were not shit? Which is also
Yeah.
why I'm not going to be the person to like stare a gift horse in its mouth when I can finally like be less iffy about Stephen Fry.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like, oh, he didn't do it right. Like, no. I don't care. He did the bare minimum this time. This time that's fine because it's fucking Stephen Fry and I want to like him again.
Mm.
Yeah. You know, but yeah, like I agree. Like just because you called out Rowling, you know, which isn't hard to do anyway, but for some reason, you know, celebrities don't want to come out and go
Call
against them.
her out. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
let's face
No,
it,
like
Pedro
the-
Pascal called Rowling out.
Yeah, and she never shut the fuck up about that now.
Yeah. And she goes, oh, I've never heard of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't stop going on about him, Doc.
I'm going to be honest, I don't know if I've seen anything with him.
Do you watch
Like, I
Game of
like him. I
Thrones?
like his energy. It's very, like, I'd probably call him daddy if he fucked me. But, like, he's...
Oh, he's definitely got that energy.
Sorry?
He's definitely got that energy. But
Oh, yeah,
one
yeah.
of the reasons I love him as well is he's got a sister who's trans, and he will literally take her to
Yeah.
every single red carpet event. You know, showing how
Yeah.
proud he is of her.
Yeah. I'm just like I do think I like him. I do. Like as a celebrity, I like him as a
Have
celebrity.
you watched Game of Thrones?
Yeah, he's in Game
He
of
was in
Thrones.
that.
Remember, I have a like I don't know if I've said this. I have what is it? Apple like I face blindness. So
Yeah, he was in that as well.
who was he?
Hang on. Let me have a go on.
Like I didn't know the
IMDb.
Hound is the weird guy from Hot Fuzz. Like a
Who's
yarp,
the guy from Hot Fuzz?
yarp. Like the weird big like bald
Nick
guy.
Frost.
That's the Hound from. No, not one of the places. Like one of the with they say he has a brain damage or something, and it's the brain of a child, and it's like this big hulking person who just like he beats him over the head with a lily in the end.
Which one? Which film?
Hot Fuzz, the like police
Oh, yeah.
film.
He was
Yeah.
so Pedro Pascal was Oberyn Martell in Game of Thrones.
Yeah. If this was after season 3, I've actively like pushed it away as well, I should say.
Mm.
Those first 3 seasons are so good, and the last 5 seasons are so shit.
Yeah.
Because also Bella Ramsey that's in it, they are from Nottingham as well.
Yep.
Oh, nice. I remember starting watching Game of Thrones and like Oh fuck! I have a thing for like Charles Dance. I had forgotten that. It's like yeah.
Yeah,
I
because
have
the actor
loved
who
that
played
guy.
Joffrey he gave up acting and he went to university.
Yeah, and like that was good for him because people really had it made him so fucking good that people actually hate you for playing a character.
Yeah, see,
Also,
I
like
find that's how you
the
know they're a
internet
good
needs
actor.
to
That
die.
if you hate the character they're playing, you know they're a good actor that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, but also like just not to get on my soapbox here, like, but if you hate that, if you actually contact an actor playing a character and it's in any other way than you're doing a great job, I love to see you, I hate your character,
Yeah.
blah blah blah, blah. But you actually like, I hate you. You need to like stop watching the show. You need to stop watching any show. You need to like fix whatever parasocial fucking brainworm you have, because like fiction isn't real, motherfucker.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I just found. Did any of you notice Orc City, by the way?
Sorry.
Go to Twitter when we're done here and like just heading Orc City and read about that, because it was like this thing that happened outside of my Twitter circles, I guess. Because it was like, hey, we had Orc City happen just the other day. What the fuck? It's so funny when somebody becomes the main character of Twitter, blah blah blah. And like we haven't had a main character in a while. Like, when was the last time we had a main character?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need a new can that, like, what was it? The dad with the can opener, like, who refused to open a can for his child for like, and did a fucking 60-tweet thread about it. She has to learn, and like she's 6, but sure, learn her survivalism by opening can. Like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Ow.
Yeah.
Shit. I know I'm getting old.
Yeah, see, that's why I'm sitting on a chair this time, because after last time, I sat on the floor last time, and that fucked me up.
I mean, this chair's comfy, but not for like 4 hours straight.
No.
Yeah. My chair is not that comfy. It's like this plastic bullshit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I look so good tonight. I'm going to have to go get fucked tomorrow. That's what I'm doing. So have a great night, everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna leave now.
This has been fun.
After saying that like 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
You know, you open up with something important like what time traveler you would have, and then you end up on Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Charles Dance.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, we will see you all again next week. Again, I don't know.
Alien 3 is the best alien film.
But that's a
Goodbye.
So I'm gonna end it now, and then we can all go off. So I'm gonna end.